Let's go.
Let's rock.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy Fig, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rockett, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go, in the jacuzzi, smoking threats, I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it, I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good, I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike, I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers, these Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go, I'm knocking them down, back to back in the row. He really the one, they already know. So none of my chains go put on the show.
Giving out gins, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80s. We really 10 toes down on the page. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone if we still consider the Astros cheaters? Fuck y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where them bitches? Where them bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
Yeah, now the thing about the old days. They the old days.
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. White boy. White boy.
Yes. The family men are back. We're back in full effect. Got a lot to talk about, man. You may have noticed a lot is going down in the world of hip hop. We have 2 responses from Kendrick Lamar to break down. Hip hop is now alive and well. We got the 2 best in the game right now going at it head to head officially. The beef is finally real now. It's finally happening. And some other stuff to get into too, man. A lot going on this week. So we're gonna hop right into it. But first off, Figgy, I see you've been out and about, man. I know they had the uniform. That was last week, wasn't it? The uniform reveal party.
Last Tuesday. Yeah.
So what you been up to, man? And how was that event?
Man, that event was amazing. It was actually one of the better Texans events I ever been to, man.
Okay.
Just overall vibe and just how everything was, man. It was really good. I was kind of confused because remember they released the uniforms at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so what's the purpose of going to this thing at the 713 hall? We'd have seen the uniforms already, but it was actually like a whole production, man. They had Paul Wall performing. What's the guy? Is it not Lecrae? I forgot his name. What's the rapper that's not really a Christian rapper, but kind of a Christian rapper? It's not Lecrae, is it? I think it's Lecrae. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably was.
Yeah, Lecrae. I'm not really a fan of Lecrae like that. I ain't gonna front. But it was a lot of people there, man. And
Zero was there.
Zero was there. Slim Thug was there.
Sidebar real quick, because I know Trey used to be the guy who was doing the work with the Texans. It seemed like since the scuffle, things have switched, man.
Hey,
and now Zero is the one tapped in with the Texans, and Trey is on the outside. You see that too?
I do. We actually talked about that, man. I feel like since that situation, haven't really seen Trey the Truth around the Texans like that. Because remember, he was actually on the pregame show.
Yeah.
For a game.
Yeah.
It was right before the situation happened. And then I want to say a couple days later, or if not a day later, it happened. So I haven't seen him like at a game or nothing since. So I mean, I'm actually fine with it, man. I think Zero is very underrated and underappreciated at times. So I like that the Texans pretty much bring them in, and I like that a lot, man.
Me too.
Trey had his, he had his moments, and I know he had this situation too, but Trey been getting a lot of love in the city, for helping around. I like Zero getting some of this love too.
Yeah, I agree, man. So that event was cool. Anything else you been up to, man? Anything else?
Yeah, Friday I actually went to the draft party. They had
Okay.
a draft party downtown. It was pretty cool. It kind of got a little underwhelming because of the draft picks. I think nobody really knew who they were, so it's hard to get excited about a player you really haven't been watching or looking at. So I think a lot of people wanted the guy Kool-Aid, but he went off right before the Texans was able to pick. So I feel like that kind of sucked the energy out. But I think a lot of fans are super excited for the season, man. It's good to see, man. I didn't think we'd be here this quick, but yeah, fans are super excited, man. I'm super excited, and it was a pretty good vibe, man. Saturday we had a watch party with me, Landry, and Cody Stoops.
Okay.
And that was a good turnout too. Shout out to Daily Sports Club in Midtown. And we kind of did that on our own to kind of, mingle with some of the listeners and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it's a pretty festive weekend, man.
Okay, that's cool. How's Cody doing? I haven't seen Cody in a long time, man.
Really, yeah, Cody doing his thing, man. He still covered the Texans. He be at every press conference. He got his own website. I want to say HOUfootball.com.
Okay.
So Houston football, and pumping out some content, man. So salute to Cody.
Okay. Word around town was he's gone the MAGA route, man. I don't know about that.
Oh,
I gotta
word.
tap in and see if it's true. If the rumors are true. Did he go alt right? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I ain't talking to him like that. I ain't talking to him about that stuff.
I got to tap in with him and see, man. I don't know. The rumors are true. I don't know. But yeah, man. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't pay attention to the draft at all, really. I know they had late picks, and I'm like, I'm not going to know these guys, so whatever. I don't see the fans being upset with anybody they picked, so I assume they did okay.
Yeah, they not upset, but it was kind of a little underwhelming because it's like the offseason we had, the free agency, the trades and the free agencies and all that stuff. And then you kind of pick a player with your first pick in the second round. It's like, I don't really know this guy, and this guy probably ain't gonna start. But I think people are still excited though, man.
Yeah. Look, we are now officially above getting excited about the draft now, okay? We are now a playoff team, all right? We are above. We're like the Patriots. You see the Patriots get excited about draft picks during their dynasty? No, we on that level now, man. This stuff is below us, all right? We're about free agents, bringing them in, and being family men and getting this paper, all right? That's all we care about now.
We some family men. We getting it paper.
It's been too many years when we had like the number 1, number 2, top 5 picks in the draft because we were so ass. Enough.
Yeah.
No more, man. I will sacrifice our draft hype for actual playoff success. So
yeah, me too. I think anybody would, man. Like, I don't care about having no draft parties if we making the playoffs and all that. Like, I'm cool. Had enough of them.
Nah, I feel the same way, man. 100%. So yeah, good thing that we'll see how everything work out. Of course, I'm excited for this season too. I know it's gonna be a lot of prime time games. I'm like, we'll get through it. I'm hyped for it though, man. I'm hyped for it.
Yeah. But before we get started, man, happy birthday. Your birthday was last week.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, man. I don't know if you got the Cash App or anything, but bless my man Ryan Rockett with some with the cash for his birthday, man. He been working hard, so bless this man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's getting to that age where it's like, whatever, man. Your birthday really don't matter no more. I turned 37, so now it's just a countdown to 40. It's crazy, man, because like I'm thinking of things where it's going to happen in a few years. Like I was looking at these, the people that made the Spider-Man 2 game. They had a bunch of stuff that leaked. Somebody hacked their system and like got all their information about the games that are going to fucking come out in the next 10 years or so.
Damn.
And I'm looking like, man, I'm going to be in my 40s by the time the next Spider-Man game come out.
Damn.
Like, I'm really thinking, like, man, I'll be in 3 years, I'm gonna be 40, dog. And all this stuff that's happening is like, we look at 3, 4, 5 years down the line. I'm like in my almost mid 40s, man. So
Yeah,
scary, man. Time
it
just doesn't
is. I turned 35 last year, and I ain't gonna lie, I was low key depressed, man. I was just
stop.
like, man, 35. I was just like, I ain't want to talk to nobody. I ain't want to celebrate. I'm just like, man, I'm almost at 40. Like
Yeah.
I'm almost halfway to 80, man.
Yep. That's the funny thing between men and women. I feel like women, no matter what, they gonna celebrate their birthday, man. I
Yeah,
don't think they have that. Of course, everybody gets anxious about getting older, but I feel like us, when we get older, we just want to be left alone, man. Like,
yeah. We don't want to have no 40th birthday party.
yeah,
We don't want to have no 50th.
yeah, man. It gets more depressing when you're a man. You're like, damn, I'm getting washed up. You go to places where young people are, they call you sir. You know, that starts
Yeah,
saying a lot, man. So I'm like, oh God, I'm
yeah,
an old head now. But
yeah, man. Yeah, it's all good, man. I'll be thinking like, man, almost at the end of the road. I don't know where I'm gonna go from here.
yeah, man. Nah, especially as a black man, I be thinking about like hypertension, diabetes, all this stuff. You
Yeah,
hear old people get prostate. I got to get my prostate exam soon. Like all these
yeah,
old problems I'm gonna start having now, man. So
yeah.
it's a trip.
And
But
then I'll be sitting there thinking like, man, what year am I'm gonna tap out in? Like, am I gonna be in the 60s?
yeah,
Am I gonna make it to 70? Or am I be one of them dudes that make it to like 95?
if you could find out at what age you die, would you want to know?
I don't want to know. Because I'll be thinking at that age the whole time, man. I probably wouldn't give a damn about these bills and debt and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw it. If I'm passing away at 55, I ain't gonna be paying these student loans and all. Like, I'm cool. I'm about to live it up.
Just ball out, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be nervous because what if it's like next year? What if it's like something happens, man? I wouldn't want to know, but I would want to know if it's like in my 60s or something, so I could plan ahead. But if it's like
yeah,
when I'm 42, I'm like, nah, I want to know.
yeah. If it's like in the 80s or 90s, and I'm like, okay, that's a cool little life. Like, I can't be mad at that. I probably want to go around 70.
Yep.
I'm be like, man, I'm tired of this, man.
Yeah, no, I might want to tap out. There are some people that give me hope, man. I saw that guy from Ghostbusters, that black guy. I forget his name now. From the original Ghostbusters, he's like 82 and he's in crazy good shape, man. Like I don't know what he did. I think he had a piece with Men's Health about his whatever workout routine he does.
Oh, is it Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, Ernie
Yeah,
Hudson.
nah, he still.
Yeah,
He looked
he's
like in his
shape, man.
50s, man. He looked like he in his 40s and 50s.
Dog, he has a son that's 60 years old that looks older than him. Like, honestly. So there are some people that give me kind of hope, like, man, if I just eat right and exercise and do good. But then again, that's hard to do now. So, like, I know I'll be extra unmotivated when I turn 70.
Right now is about the time to start doing it and make it a lifestyle. You can't do it when you like 50 or 60. It's a wrap.
You locked in at that point, man.
Yeah,
So,
it's over with.
that's what I'm trying to focus on now, man. But it's tough, It's tough.
Yeah.
So without further ado, man, I think it's time to break down the hip hop beef we have going on. Now, since our last podcast, Kendrick, who I was not sure if or when he will respond, to be honest, he made me look stupid.
It only took him about 17 days, right? Was it about 17 days?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Around the same time, I think Drake took to finally respond, so it was not that far off.
I think Drake actually took a little longer. I think
it might have been like 3 weeks. Yeah,
I seen somebody post a side by side like Drake took. It wasn't that much longer, but technically Kendrick replied quicker than Drake.
Yeah, Future and Metro Boomin released 2 albums before Drake responded to one of the songs.
Yeah.
So
that was about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kendrick finally hit us. He finally he did the double tap, man. A double tap perk on Call of Duty. Here's for the 2-pack, man. 2 songs came out. Euphoria on Tuesday and 616 in LA today, actually. So two Kendrick disses and they're so deep we don't even know what the titles of the songs even mean for sure.
Man, I can't wait till we get to this, man. My brain hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah, even with Euphoria, which you dropped first, I'm like, okay, this probably just means he feels good about finally being able to diss Drake. But then you find out, oh, Euphoria was the HBO show about the teenagers that Drake executive produced, which I didn't even know he produced that.
Dude, I watched that show, and I didn't know that. I ain't see Drake's name in the credits, and maybe I would
like his government name buried somewhere where you didn't even recognize it.
I feel like I would have knew that. I feel like I would have knew that, but yeah, I did not know that. That was breaking news to me.
And yeah, that goes deep too. There's some other references it might lead to, but let's talk about the first song, man. Let's talk about Euphoria, the one he dropped on Tuesday. And it was basically 6 minutes of him just letting off everything he's probably wanted to say about Drake for 10 years now and just has not said it on wax yet. He finally said it, man. He let it off. And yeah, it's about 6 minutes, a couple beat changes, it's a Kendrick song, man. Okay.
Yeah.
He switches the flow like 3, 4, 5 times. There's a beat change. It starts off a little slow. It gets up way more hype towards the end. He addresses, his camp being shady, everybody not liking him, him trying to act black, him saying nigga a lot and how it's cringeworthy. Just a lot of stuff he really wanted to get off his chest, man. So Figgy, I want to get your reaction first. What was your reaction when you first heard the song? And is it still the same a few days later, almost a week after not even a week after, but a few days after it dropped?
So when I first heard this song, obviously the first part was, the Teddy Pendergrass sample or the instrumental. I was a little nervous at that point. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, oh, I know he ain't going this route. I was just like, oh man, I hope like this better not be the whole song or he's getting roasted. And then when the beat switched, I'm like, okay. So overall, as far as the production, I really like the production a lot. I can kind of do without the intro. The slow part of the intro. I think it's fine for what he was trying to do, but to me, I'd rather start it at his at the rap part, the rap part. But as far as the whole song, man, like you said, it looked like he wanted to say this for like the past 10 years. And I'm just listening to the way he raps. It sounded like he was really fed up, man. Like, Kendrick always good with changing voices and stuff like that, but you could just hear this man's voice cracking as he rapping, man. It sounded like he was in there pissed. I wish we could get like the visual or recording of him actually recording this song. Like I could see him right here, rapping this first part. Like, yeah, I'm way out the way. I'm out the way. Yeah, I'm low. Okay. I can see tears in his eyes right now. Like, no, that's it. I'm going in on this man. Like, But some other things that kind of I guess kind of caught my attention was the where was it at? I don't know. Like, I don't want to say anything really caught my attention. To me, I felt like let me be clear. I enjoyed this song a lot. Like I've been playing it all day today. I've been going back and forth with both of them. I even played the push up just to kind of. I felt like they doing a good job with these songs, man. I can't front, but the thing that kind of I don't want to say it bothers me, but you really got to do some deep dive research on everything Kendrick Lamar is saying, man. I don't know if you had the time to just look at Genius and kind of see what they saying about each line in the song. And you got to take this with a grain of salt because I think people could just kind of step in and say what stuff. So some of this stuff in there might not even be true. It might be a reach, and I'll get to that later on as far as social media. But man, Drake wasn't lying when he pretty much gave Drake his wishes on that quadruple entendres and all that stuff, because this is exactly what he did with every single line in the song, man. Like it was real, like it was making my brain hurt, where it was like, oh, this was a triple entendre. I'm just like, which one do he mean? I'm like, it had me questioning, like, man, I know this dude ain't thinking that deep into this, man. Like maybe he was. It took 17 days, so maybe it did take him some time to do this. But overall, I really like the song. People was complaining about the whole, I guess him calling Drake out on, you can't say the N-word and all this other stuff. I feel like people kind of, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like people kind of misunderstanding that whole situation. He not saying he can't say the N-word because he mixed or biracial. He pretty much calling him out on being a culture vulture. You know what I mean? Like kind of putting on a front. And, J. Cole is mixed as well. And he didn't call him out for that. He's pretty much doing, I think Kendrick Lamar strategy right here is pretty much hitting at his insecurities.
Yeah.
So talking about his race and how he don't feel comfortable, how he feel calling them corny and all this other stuff. So I think his point is attacking his what he feel insecure about. And I didn't understand why people were sitting here. I got to really separate the stands from just the people that's right in the middle, because I kept seeing a lot of stands saying, "Oh, he said the same thing Pusha T said. What's different?" And I'm like, it's not even about that. Like, so y'all were the same ones that saying Pusha T was just gossiping. So now you get mad when when Kendrick doing something. Now y'all saying he said the same thing as Pusha T.
I thought he was gonna tell us something new, man. I thought he was gonna reveal something.
Yeah, I thought y'all ain't want no gossip. So that's the part I didn't really understand. I think Kendrick Lamar, I think the way he do this stuff is really talented, man, where you really got to sit down and research this verse to kind of see what everything means. Because when I first listened to it, I just listened to it straight through. Obviously I ain't catch everything, but listening to it, I could see if like a Drake stan listen to that on the first time or on the first try and be like, man, that's mid. Or what did he say? But it's a lot of stuff in here where it's just like, damn, like even the part when he was saying don't speak to the family Crody, it get deep in the family Crody. People did a deep dive on the word Crody. I didn't know what that mean. I thought Kendrick was just being Kendrick. But I seen some people were saying there was like a Canadian word.
It's like Toronto slang for Brody. Like I guess Toronto got Crips.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's hilarious. But
Canadian Crips, man.
Yeah. So like I didn't know what that mean. Then I seen somebody post a video of Drake saying he had a cat and he called this cat Crody. He said his name Crody. So it's like, oh, is he calling them a pussy? So it's just like all this stuff you could break, so much content that you could break down in this verse, man. And look, I love Drake Push Up song. I like that song a lot. But we weren't breaking down a lot of stuff with that. It was pretty much simple to the point. It was easy to understand. But this one, you could actually go to a class. You could teach a course on this damn verse and write a book report on everything on this verse, man. So I was pretty impressed, man. Yeah, that's all I got. I was really impressed. I think this was a good clapback, man.
No, it definitely was, man. And yeah, some of the social media reactions really annoyed me too. Saying like, this is what hip hop this is supposed to be, man. I think people got it twisted with the whole Pusha T situation. And then some recent stuff like Quavo and Chris Brown, they're listening to that stuff and they think like that's hip hop beef. No, man, that's like personal mudslinging type shit, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
between niggas who know each other and just trying to dig up dirt and put it out
And
there.
mess with the same girls.
Yeah. And that's really what it is, man. This is just, I don't even know if the Kendrick and Drake thing is really personal. I don't know if anything really happened behind the scenes. I just feel like they don't like each other, man.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like they don't like each other. There was no situation with no female, I don't think. None of that. It's just they don't like each other. And also the fact that they've been, no matter depending on who you ask, number one and number two in the game right now.
Yeah.
You know? So it's also that dynamic at play where people they're the best, but they make very different types of rap music. They cater to different crowds, and there's been sneak dissing for the past 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
So to get to the song itself, man, when I first heard it, I had the same reservations. I was like, oh, this voice shit again. You doing a little weird voices and stuff, man. But nah, by the end, I was head nodding hard, man. I was really thinking about what he was saying. A lot of the stuff I didn't get. And then I look up, because I looked up what DJ Academic was streaming. He reacted to the music as well. And like they were doing the research and they were bringing up things that I didn't even know about, like that restaurant that he brought up. Apparently, I think that might have been the restaurant where Drake got robbed.
Yeah, it was
2009. Yeah. Like crazy deep dives where I'm like, man, I didn't even know this happened. So it's very calculated and yeah, it's a fun hip hop. And that's the thing about Kendrick, man. He makes this type of music, music you got to think about. And it's fun for social media and people listening who are really into rap to break down and debate what these lyrics mean, what he meant by it. Is it really a double entendre? Is it a triple entendre? Like that's the fun of his music, man. And that's something that Drake can do that. He brings up stuff that that people, only a few people know. Sometimes it might be just something that the person he's talking to knows in him. Yeah. But he's not Kendrick with it, man. He's not Kendrick level with it.
Yeah, he a little more, and this is no disrespect, but he a little more basic with it.
Yeah.
Where a simple person can understand what he's saying, unless it's something personal that nobody's understanding except for that person he's talking to. But for the most part, he's kind of basic with the lyrics, and we actually criticized him for some of his basic lyrics.
Yeah. No, and I get it. He makes mainstream music, and like that's a style too. He wants to make sure that everybody understands what he's saying. Kendrick, I don't think he really cares if the masses really understand everything he's saying and pointing out, because he knows the ones who are observing are going to pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a really good song, man. I thought it was a worthy reply for sure. After I heard it, Push-Ups seems a little weaker now to me, man. I got to admit. The issue with Push-Ups now is that it wasn't focused enough. At first, we were like, wow, you spend most of the song doing on Kendrick. Now it's like, man, it should have been the whole song should have been about Kendrick at this point, man. You wasted your time going at Rick Ross and Metro Boomin and all that, because Kendrick just put a whole 6-minute, 30-second bomb on you. And the only thing we have to compare it to is a song not as long where you only talk about Kendrick half the time.
Yeah.
So now Push-Ups looks a little weaker in comparison to Euphoria, man.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm surprised by the attention it's getting in mainstream too. I saw the NBA playoffs was playing it. A lot of places are playing this song, man. I was surprised that it's getting that type of attention, but also it's deserved. It's a good song, man. It sounds good.
Yeah.
And just a lot of stuff he was talking about is just, I don't know, man. It was there was a lot of subliminal messages and things I just didn't expect that would come from this beef. But it's still, I felt like nothing went too far.
Yeah.
Nothing went too far.
How you feel about the line, him saying his daddy Achilles want to be Junior? They must have forgot the shit that he done. Dementia runs in his family, but let it get shaky, I park his son. Pretty much, was that, because a lot of people saying that was more of a shot at either Jay Prince or Jay Prince Jr. This is where it got a little dicey too. Because people start breaking up how Jay Prince Jr. was I guess he had a car lot or something like that, and park your son, and it sounded like he was actually talking smack to Jay Prince and them.
Yeah, I that's how I took it. At first, I thought it might have been a shot at 40 because 40 has some kind of illness, but I don't think it's not dementia or Parkinson's. He has something else. I think
Yeah.
maybe ACL or ACAS, whatever that thing is called. I forget. But I don't think it was a shot at him. It could be. Honestly, man, I think it's one of those things where only the people involved might know. Because I
Yeah,
don't know what this was about. I think it might have been about Jay Prince. But I can't 100% say for sure because I don't know what the Parkinson's things really means, man.
yeah, because he said his daddy's a killer. I don't think he's talking about Drake's real father.
No.
He want to be Junior. I don't know if he want to be Jay Prince Jr. or he want to be actual Jay Prince Jr.'s the actual Junior. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But the part that got me was like I don't even know if this is true. I'm going off of Twitter news. But they were saying how I guess Jay Prince Jr. owned the car lot. He started off with a car lot or something like that. And they're saying I park his son. If things get shaky, I park his son or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the dementia thing is supposed to mean something too, but I just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
if that maybe that's something. I guess maybe they forgot what he. Somebody forgot something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of those lines I'm just not sure, man. And people are shooting theories. I just don't know if we're gonna know for sure until somebody involved says what he means by that.
Yeah,
Because well, that's just guessing at this point. But there was some stuff like I almost forgot that happened until it was brought up when he said, "You gonna make a nigga bring back Puff? Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something." I forgot that Puff slapped him. Did he slap? Remember at that party long time ago?
He actually punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And I guess word on the street, Drake didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So that was actually over the 0 to 100 beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are rumors it was also about Cassie, like Drake was trying to make a pass at her or something. I don't know. But
it could be both.
it probably was. But yeah, that was interesting. I like the part where he just said all the things he hates about Drake. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like that's some real hater shit, man. But I understand. I like the it ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you. I like that was a nice flip. That's how I gave Drake a point for the Prince to a King blind. I give Kendrick for points for flipping the 20v1 line as well. That's pretty clever.
Yeah. How you like about him pretty much saying I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. Popping shit at Pharrell for him. I heard the beef.
Yeah, then bringing up Pusha T too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Though I think Drake just got too many beefs now at this point, man. I almost forgot he was mad at Pharrell for that. I think it was because of that Louis Vuitton show he did where he played that Pusha T song that was a Drake diss, but it never officially came out.
Yeah, I don't even think what. I guess that was a Drake diss.
Yeah,
I thought that was a Jim Jones diss.
I think it was a Drake diss too.
Really? Okay.
But I guess that's what he was mad about.
Yeah.
But
but see, they always kind of had issues anyway. That go back to the Cash Money stuff. So yeah, because I remember he had the line like I broke down that chain or something like that.
Yeah, that's funny because here's the thing: the problem with Drake, everybody he's going at, he used to be like best friends with.
Yeah.
So now it looks very weird. He has to go back and explain, like, hey, yeah, I bought all your stuff and took pictures with it and did a video with all the stuff I bought from you, but I melted it down. I didn't care about that. I just sold. Yeah, okay. You're a fan. Like Drake is a fan of these people, man. He's a fan of Pusha T, which made it awkward. He bought the signed microphone from him and admitted he still has it.
Yeah.
So it looks extra goofy when he got to go to war with people that he was standing a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So that's just how Drake is, though, man. That's the bet he made for himself, though.
Yeah.
As far as the racial stuff goes, man, I saw people bring up this whole thing. I feel like Kendrick only skimmed the surface of that. You know, like you said, he was picking at the insecurities, but he also stopped from going full on Rick Ross with it. He didn't call him a white boy.
Yeah.
And the thing about not saying nigga, he even qualified it by saying ain't no deeper meaning to that. It's just, hey, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
He's saying not everything is that deep.
Yeah.
So that's him being very careful not to go there with the
Yeah.
whole thing, because he could have easily said you're a white man cosplaying as a black man, but he didn't. He just says, I don't like it when you say it.
Yeah.
And I understand, because when
we all get like that. We all get like that. It might be we could be sitting here talking to J. Cole and he can let it fly. But if it's Logic, then it's like, wait a minute, nah.
Yeah.
It was just weird like that. Just I don't want to hear Logic say it. I'd rather hear somebody else say it.
Yeah. And I think the thing about Drake, like, he sounds natural enough when he says it in a song, but Drake code switches hard, man. I was watching that because Academics was watching that Rap Radar interview from a few years back with Drake. And the way Drake sounds when he does interviews is way different from how he raps, man. Like, if that Drake said nigga, I would feel a certain way about it.
Yeah.
I'll feel like, I don't know if he should be saying that. But when he raps, he puts on like the black scent on it, and it sounds more natural. But when he's talking regular to anybody in an interview, he sounds way different, man. And I don't know. I feel uncomfortable about that. So I get what Kendrick's trying to say, but he didn't want to take it there by him being biracial. He just said it's cringeworthy to me.
Yeah.
So he kept it respectable, man, as much as he could. Other things about the song, I like how he like foreshadowed things he was about to talk about. Like when he talked about what did he say? The YMW Melly part. When he said I'll talk about that 8 bars. Like basically like 8 bars later, I'll get back to that. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he said back to back, I like that record. I'll get back to that record.
Yeah.
Maybe foreshadowing the fact that he dropped another song right after. Also, a rumor I've heard, I don't know if it's true. A rumor is circulating that Kendrick might have not either knowledge or possession of a reference track of Back to Back.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that somebody that Drake didn't even write it was somebody else.
Yeah.
So he could be talking about that.
Yeah, if that's true, look, man, I've forgiven a lot and I've looked past a lot when it comes to Drake. I still think the ghostwriting thing is kind of corny, but in terms of pop hits, I don't care that much. But I always said, man, if it turns out the rapidy rap stuff is ghostwritten, that's the issue. You're now excommunicated from hip hop. You're a pop artist fully at that point, man. No top 3, no more. I'll put you against Madonna and Beyonce, and you can fight it out with them. But if your rapidy rap songs are not written by you, that's gonna excommunicate you from hip hop, man. I'm sorry. That's unforgivable.
Yeah. Not only that though, like I wouldn't even have a problem with. I would have more of an issue if this song was written by somebody else, man. Because people always talk about how Drake wrote for Kanye. Drake, he's a good writer. He did this. He got all these writing credits everywhere, but you couldn't even write the damn diss song to somebody that was dissing you. Like that's where I draw the line, man. I got to a point where I don't even care who's writing what. Like I don't even care. It's a wild, wild west now, man. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone had a ghostwriter, but if you ain't even write probably the most legendary diss song ever, because I think it won a Grammy. If he ain't write that, it's like, come on, man. Like that is awful.
Yeah, nah, man. I will lose all respect for Drake as a rapper at that point. You know, it would be gone. I wouldn't put him in a rap category no more. You know, I'll be like, Grammys, y'all can't put this man in hip hop. Put him in best pop artist from now on, because this is not hip hop. You cannot be writing the rapidy rap stuff. Has to be you, okay? I don't care if Lil Yachty wrote some bullshit song that I hate, but if the rapidy rap stuff is not written by him, I'd have a problem with it. Other things real quick about the song. Oh yeah, a couple things were revealed here, and I guess now official. Kendrick on Euphoria said, what'd he say? The feature, he said, surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address. I didn't know what this was about, but apparently DJ Academics during his stream today revealed that he has on good authority that apparently First Person Shooter with Drake and J. Cole was supposed to feature Kendrick too.
Yeah.
So apparently Drake reached out to Kendrick for a feature on that song. Kendrick did not reply. So they had to switch the song around. There were different verses, I guess, because they expected Kendrick to be on it. They had to change the song up. I guess J. Cole left some verses or bars that mentioned Kendrick, and that made Kendrick feel a certain type of way. And that's kind of what sparked this whole thing. So really it's all J. Cole's fault. But yeah, so apparently First Person Shooter was supposed to be the unity coming together of the big three, and it just tore everything apart, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre too, because like I said, I felt like this beef been going on for years. I don't want to say a beef, but it's been a lot of shots going on, man. And so it's a little bit shocking that Drake actually reached out to him, or maybe his team reached out to try to get that together. But yeah, I thought they was wanting to fade for the longest, man. So that was actually really shocking to me.
Yeah. I don't know. And I feel like maybe if Drake just called Kendrick and they like hashed it out over the phone or something, maybe it actually would have happened.
Yeah.
But the feeling is like, I guess he got a very corporate request for a feature from like a lawyer or his agent or something. And he was like, what the fuck is going on? I thought we had beef. And that's like what kind of sparked it off. So
yeah. I think honestly, the way Kendrick sounds, it sounds like he was over this for a minute, man.
Yeah.
I don't think because like what you said would apply that maybe it could have been some miscommunication or something like that, which could be true, but it sounds like Kendrick kind of seen the BS in Drake for a long time, where he seen, because they did a song together before, but I mean they were actually cool. I think Drake put him on his tour or something like that, so it was some type of relationship there. But after a while, it seemed like it just got distance, where they were constantly in competition, where it was always like Drake or it was Drake or Kendrick. So maybe it probably was some stuff behind the scenes, probably some shots fired on songs that nobody knew. And a lot of people, salute to the people on Twitter digging up all this stuff. People were showing a lot of older songs where it was just like, oh, like, and when you listen to all of these songs now, and listen to something back in 2019 or something like that, where it's like, oh, it do make sense. Like that is a connection right there. So it been going on for a little bit, but it's kind of shocking that Drake actually was down to let this happen. Unless he was gonna throw some friendly little shots on the same song or something, try to pull a Kendrick Lamar, I guess.
Yeah, or what was it?
T.I.
T.I. Ludacris. Yeah.
That was classic right there, man.
Song, yeah, or Cannabis and LL Cool J.
Yeah.
So very interesting that came out, but I can believe it. It seems believable that this is kind of how it started.
Yeah.
But another thing that took me by surprise, Kendrick mentioned that Drake apparently tried to cease and desist the Like That record.
Yeah.
Which apparently somebody dug up some information from an internal email suggesting that Republic Records attempted to revoke the radio rights to Like That on behalf of Drake. So apparently that's not a cease and desist, really, but that is some kind of like
kind of threat. It was a threat.
Not put that record out. Yeah, to get people to stop playing that because they knew that record was hot.
Yeah.
And Drake was probably tired of hearing it every time he went out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like, and that's the thing, that's the kind of war that Drake fights that is kind of annoying for us, the listener, but it makes sense when you're in his position. He's gonna fight the secret corporate war, man. He's gonna put money on your head to find information. He's gonna put pressure on people that he has relationships with to say, hey, if you want my next songs, if you want access to this, don't play this record by Kendrick.
Yeah.
They're gonna fall in line, man. You see how all the people connected with Drake on podcasts and media and whatnot.
I was just about to say that, man. Like
Euphoria is ass, and Drake is still up. And yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, to me, when I see that now, because usually a lot of the media people, they kind of stay in the middle. They don't really pick a side and all that stuff. But I feel like all of these media people, like Funkmaster Flex and Cam and Mace, they have a relationship with some type of relationship or want a relationship with Drake. So I think that's easier than side with somebody like a Kendrick who don't come outside.
Yeah.
Who probably don't care about the industry and don't want to have relationships with these folks. And it's easier to say, oh, Drake is up, or Drake had the better song and all that stuff. Kendrick lost because he took too long and all this other stuff. So no, 100%. It's kind of nasty, to be honest, man, because as a media person, you kind of want to be in the middle. Like I don't have a side at all, man. Like I'm a fan of Kendrick and Drake. And I'm not sitting here picking one side or the other. I'm strictly listening to the music and giving my opinion, man. I don't have no relationships with anybody. But these media people, man, they sitting here siding with Drake because they had the relationship with Drake. And it's frustrating to look at.
Yeah, I mean, to a point, I can't blame Drake for going this route. I think that's what he's using his power and influence for, man. He wants to influence the narrative. That's why he reaches out to DJ Academics. He don't like Academics, man, okay? But he knows he has to use Academics because Academics has one of the biggest platforms to speak on stuff like this. So you want these people on your side. You want Gillian Wallow on your side. You want Cam and Mace on your side. So what you going to do, you're going to bring Cam and Mace out during one of your shows, saying salute to one of the best duos in hip-hop history, blah, blah, glaze them all over. And then when things like this happen, hey, you got them in your back pocket, man. Drake has spent his entire career building an army of stands as far as fans people go. They're going to have his back no matter what because they want to go to OVO whatever party is going down next week. So they're going to be in his corner, man. And while I understand it, it also shows me, who to take seriously and who not in these spaces when they have those kind of extreme reactions, man. You can say you still think Drake is up, but you can't deny that this record wasn't powerful, man. You can't say this shit was trash. You can't, I don't believe anybody who cares about hip hop can say that Euphoria is trash and Drake just overwhelmingly is winning right now. I don't get that. If you're a hip hop head, I don't get how you can have that opinion. You can say Drake is winning, but you can't say this record is trash, man.
Yeah, I think honestly, if they really felt like it was trash, they would feel like Drake don't even need to respond.
Yeah,
it ain't even worth a response if it's that trash. Like at that point, you would say it's over, just stop. But man, these Drake stands been working there overtime this week, man.
The bots too, man, they're everywhere.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Drake, you could clearly see it now, man, because I brung it up before to somebody and they ain't really know what I was talking about. But he really got the bots in control, man. And he got the bots in control. He got, most of the main I guess the mainstream media people, he kind of got them in their back pocket to just say, oh yeah, I think Drake is up and all this other stuff. But man, like, is the streets really saying that? Like, I don't know if he's trying to win the battle with social media, but I don't know if the streets is sitting there saying, yeah, man, Drake got him. I think the streets might be leaning a little more. I ain't gonna say overwhelming because Drake did have a good song, but Nah, I think it's about 60-40 right now. I think it's very important to see what Drake come up with next because I was shooting some Bell on the push-up song. He was shooting at like 5 people. So I would get him the benefit of the doubt. But he got to make a full song about Kendrick Lamar for me to be like, all right, it's on now. Let me see where I lean towards now. Who's winning right now? So once he make a full song, then I can see. But it's nasty out here, man. I don't like it at all. It
really is, man. It really is. What's up, Tab? We see you in the comments, man. Tab says, yo, number one. And also, Rockett very well analyzed Drake and hip-hop politics. His hip-hop politics are legendary, and almost anyone in his position would do the same thing. Yeah, man, like, it makes sense, all right? Like, even Kendrick brought it up. You're the only one who wants to be famous. Drake wants this fame. He wants this attention. He wants to be liked by everybody, at least like by his famous people, friends. So he's going to spend his whole career cultivating these relationships so that he can have that in his back pocket. And it makes sense, man. If you have money to blow, getting bots to spam every pro Kendrick post on social media, why not use it? You know, like if this is what your money and influences can be used for, and you want this win badly, I say everything is fair, man. Go ahead and shoot. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the people are going to decide, and you can't really buy people's opinion in general. You can buy Cam and May saying you're the best. You can't buy a random square dude working a 9 to 5, man. You can't buy that person. Okay, they're gonna go with what they feel. And here's the thing, man. Kendrick is a people's champion, and Drake represents the industry. He represents mainstream. He represents corporate. He represents all the things that the everyday person don't really care for.
Yeah.
So that's really the issue with him winning. He's kind of fighting uphill in the public perception battle in general. Yeah. But as far as the famous people go with platforms, he's got that cleared for himself.
Yeah. And not only that, though, I feel like everything he's doing is something we don't relate to. Yeah. Like the women he mess around with, we don't relate to that. The parties and all that stuff he be at, we don't relate to that. I mean, I hate to say we relate more towards Kendrick, but we kind of relate more towards Kendrick, man. and just seeing Kendrick kind of, I don't want to say standing on his own because he hopped on somebody else's song and went off and started this, but like he kind of just came out of nowhere standing on his own, man. He's not using none of these media people. He ain't reaching out to Funk Flex and all these different people and all this other stuff. He's just putting it out and kind of standing on his own, man. And I think a lot of people, honestly, they probably, I don't know if they're going to say it, but a lot of people in the industry, as far as like the music industry, I feel like they might be doing a little silent clap or something. Mm-hmm. And applauding this guy for doing this because it's like, man, Drake been screwing us over for a long time. He doing this, he doing that. And he's doing what nobody else would have done. And it's actually, I feel like that's an effective punch.
No, it is, man. And I think a lot of people in this industry really don't mess with Drake like that for several different reasons, man. It could be over a female. It could be over something he did that seemed like Snake-like or something. Maybe he took a song that people thought was theirs. Things like that, man. He's been accused of all these things. So, yeah. I mean, as much as he's tried to get friends through the industry, he's also made a lot of enemies, either advertently or inadvertently. And he just kind of brushed it off as like he don't care.
Yeah. So, I think the other thing, too, is shit, I forgot what I was about to say. Damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Go ahead.
But basically, like, this is kind of what Drake gets for letting himself be the bad guy as well. He throughout for the past few years, he's really kind of accepted the fact that people are just not going to like him on social media and stuff. So he's kind of played into that. He's kind of like the stuff he does, like throwing shots at Megan Thee Stallion, things like talking shit about women all the time. He knows these things aren't going to endear him, but he just don't care. He's
Yeah.
like, y'all gonna fuck with me anyway. I'm gonna drop a hit, y'all gonna dance to. So go ahead and dance. And he's gonna say whatever he wants and throw this at people and just accept being the bad guy.
Yeah.
But that kind of comes around in the battle when people decide who the winner is. If they don't like you as a person, naturally they're gonna side with the underdog in Kendrick.
Yeah.
And that's like what he has to pay for being the bad guy for so long.
Yeah. Oh, this is what I was about to say. I think the other disadvantage he got with Kendrick is not on social media.
Yeah.
He do not be in these social media streets. He, so you can bot and spam all you want. Kendrick do not care, man. He don't be outside, so you can. I think we'll get to the other song next, but he mentioned how he don't be outside, so you can't dig no dirt up on me. And it ain't like you could find a woman he was messing with. The only woman you could probably find is Shireen and probably his wife. So you can't really dig up anything on it. You can't dig up anything. You can't bot and spam on them dev because he's not there. So I actually went to Kendrick Lamar page. He only had one post. Yeah, it was a post from probably like 2022 or something. And it's like it's nothing you can do. He's not gonna play this social media game. Rick Ross was down for the social media game. He could do that all day and night.
Yeah.
But Kendrick is not that. You don't even know what Kendrick is thinking, man. He had no idea. And I do think when Drake released that tailor-made freestyle, I do think that was a sign of nervousness a little bit because he had no idea what Kendrick, when he was going drop. He didn't know what he's going to talk about. He didn't know anything. So I do think that was kind of a sign of nervousness. Just kind of sitting back. You're dealing with a monster. So you sitting back, you're like, I don't know how hard this dude gonna hit me. But let me try to gear up for it.
Yep.
And that's a tough opponent, man. You could do that with Meek Mill, who tweet all day. You could do that with Rick Ross. But look, that's what make Kendrick a tough opponent, man. He don't do all that stuff you do. Y'all are the total opposite.
Yeah, and also I was gonna say this for the recap as well, but in general, this is what Drake gets for overexposing himself too. The reason why these Kendrick disses and these songs are blowing up so big is because he don't release music that very often, man. He don't release music often at all. Drake, it feels like we always hear something from him, man. Every year he drops something, whether it's singles, whether it's an album, we hear from him constantly, man. He talks about taking a break and then he drops 2 albums in 1 year, Yeah. So the thing about Kendrick, we complain about him being so rare and taking these long breaks, but here is working to his advantage because now people are getting music from him. Yeah. We're not used to getting this much in one time. So it's more engaging for his fan base. Everybody's going to pump it up. Whereas Drake, if you're his fan, you're used to getting a bunch of Drake songs, man. So I really don't mean that much to you. But Kendrick, these records feel special because we don't hear from him that often. So that's another advantage of being kind of mysterious and not on social media and not dropping a lot of music like Drake does.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, man, I know Kendrick kind of started the fight a little bit with the verse, but if you're Drake, knowing everything you've been doing and knowing the leaks in your camp and all that stuff, why is you going at somebody that nobody knows anything about? I will probably stay away from that person. Like somebody like a Meek Mill, of course I could pick on him because I could call up Nicki Minaj and be like, hey, give me some dirt on this boy. I could call up an Instagram model he was messing with and get some dirt. We all sleeping with the same people anyway, so that'd be an easier fight, something like that. But he literally picked on 2 of the most mysterious people in the industry, and Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, who make music and go home to their wife and don't do shit, man. These dudes don't be messing with Instagram models. They don't be in no clubs. Them dudes literally give you some bars and go home. Those are the worst people to beef with, man. They got none but time. They're talented, and you can't find anything on them. Pusha T said it in the song. He said, I think he said in the song or in the interview, but he tried to put. Oh, I think he said it in the tweet. Said he tried to put 100K on my head and ain't find nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna find no skeletons that ain't there. So those are the worst people to beef with, man. If you want to beef, you just gotta go bar for bar, man.
Yeah. And that kind of leads into this next song. So we'll talk about that now, man. We'll talk about the 616 in LA, another mysterious title, even more mysterious than the last one, because apparently it refers to a lot of things. Apparently, Tupac's birthday was June 16th. Also, somebody made a whole thread of bullshit of what it might mean. Father's Day in Canada is 6/16, June 16th. 6/16 is the timestamp of his flow or cadence or whatever he does. There's Bible verse 6/16 of whatever the fuck. There was some kind of weird Bible passage about that shit. O.J. Simpson trial on 6/16. Nicole Simpson's funeral 6/16. Euphoria premiered on June 16th. So yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes I don't want to give Kendrick too much credit, man, because these nerds be going too far.
Yeah, like
but I feel like he had to know people would be looking into what 6/16 might mean. So he did this on purpose in some extent.
And my thing is, like, I know Kendrick ain't that calculated, man. It's hard for me to believe that. I'm calling cap on that, man. He can't. That is too calculated. That's too complicated to even think about. Like, dog, you released this song at 6:16 in the morning on all this other stuff. Like, how do you know Euphoria premiered on 6/16?
Yeah.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, the Canadian Father's Day is crazy too, man.
Yeah. Like, are you just sitting there researching this? You are a lunatic if you came up with all of this.
Dog, I don't know. Sometimes I want to be like, y'all giving him too much credit, but sometimes I'm like, he knows what he's doing. Kendrick is smart, man. He knows that people dig into his lyrics deep. So there had to be some kind of mentality where he's like, okay, let me name it 6/16 and it can mean anything. And let the fans draw whatever parallels they want. But some of this stuff is like, man, I just don't know if you went this deep on it. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, which is crazy about it. That's the thing about Kendrick, man. That's the advantage of being mysterious. He gets a lot of the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could mean anything, man. I don't think we're ever going to know from him what this 6/16 actually means. But very interesting to speculate on. Anyway, I guess I'll start with the breakdown of the song, man, what I thought of it. I like the beat a lot on this. I think this might be the best beat to come up this beef yet, man. I like this beat a lot. I wish Kendrick rapped on more beats like this. Kind of felt like an Alchemist type, something you would hear like Earl or Mike or somebody rap on.
Yeah, the Al Green.
Yeah, the Al Green loop.
He sold me on the Al Green. Anybody that sample Al Green got my respect, man. Al Green, one of my favorite artists, man.
Yeah, every black person love or should love Al Green, man. We all grew up with that Al Green greatest hits playing in the background on Sundays doing chores and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, that's a special place for black people. But yeah, man, I like the beat a lot. Unfortunately, the Al Green thing, it might be what stops it from being on streaming services because I'm sure the sample has not been cleared yet. Otherwise, it would already be up on Spotify and YouTube and whatnot. Kendrick dropped this on Instagram. Oh, yeah. Speaking of cease and desist, we didn't bring this up real quick. Drake took down a tailor-made freestyle after the Tupac estate filed a cease and desist for the AI use of the Tupac voice. So another interesting note. So that song has been taken down by Drake. It's still around on YouTube, of course, but it's been taken down officially. Yeah. But anyway, so 6/16, man, I like the song a lot. I thought it was my understanding of it and my prediction. I think this is a preemptive shot at what he thinks Drake is about to say. Because I think Kendrick got some info about what Drake is about to drop, and he wants to get ahead of it and say, "Nah, you're lying. Whatever you're saying is about to be a lie."
Yeah,
That's kind of how I took it. But there was still a lot of subliminal. I think this song might even be deeper than Euphoria.
I think so too.
There were some bars where I'm like, am I thinking too much, or is this what he like? Right off the top, he says, "Fuck a phantom. I like to buy yachts when I get the fever." And I'm thinking, okay, Phantom, Ghost, Yachty, the Ghost Rider. Does it mean he's calling the Ghost Rider, man? It's already messing with my head on what he might mean by these things.
Did you look at all the stuff from Genius, Rap Genius on this?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a
Dude,
lot.
this is crazy how much shit is in every one of these verses.
Yeah.
These lines.
Look, what's the Raphael part, man? Look at the part where he says Raphael. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art. There's like a fucking novel on this, man.
Yeah.
There's two Raphaels he could be talking about. The Italian painter and architect, who is one of the three great masters of the Renaissance and is a major inspiration of the form of art known as mannerism. And also, the second Raphael is the archangel associated with Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, and is traditionally associated with healing. Indeed, the word Rapha and the stem of his name means healing in Hebrew. So this song is already deep as hell, man. When I heard this at first, I was like, it's cool. But then when I heard the breakdowns, I'm like, man, Kendrick is going super deep on this one, man. We're going to eventually need like classes. Like you said, we need a college course on these songs, man, at this point. It's getting too deep, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the I like the mind game of messing with Drake. Number one, in dropping so quick. Now the pressure's on Drake.
Yeah.
At first, Drake was pressing the whole issue, trying to put the pressure on Kendrick and force him to drop. Now the pressure is reversed completely on Drake because now we got two songs directed directly at Drake, and Drake ain't said nothing yet. So now it's very strategic what Kendrick did here. I like the attack of going at his team and talking about how they don't like him. Now you're trying to make him paranoid, like you said, poking at the insecurities, man.
Yeah,
like Kendrick is being a sniper here, man. He's very calculated in what his approach is. He said, bringing it back to what was the bar? Let me see what the bar was so I can actually quote it. He said, are you finally ready to play Have You Ever? Let's see. Going back to the Have You Ever thing from the last song.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you don't deserve it. So now he's got
you do deserve it.
That you do deserve it. That you do deserve it. So yeah, he's poking at his team. He's saying your team is feeding me info. They don't like you. They want you out the paint too. They're sick of you. They just don't want to say nothing because they whatever reason.
Yeah. No, that would make me paranoid. I'll be sitting there listening to the song like, what the fuck? Who can I trust? Who is doing all this talking?
Yep. And also I like the bar where he said, bring it back to the Pusha T about how he put $100K to find out information and couldn't find nothing. Kendrick went there too. He said it was fun until you started to put money in the streets, then lost money because they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry I live a boring life. I love peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. So again, Drake is trying to be sneaky, man. Drake is trying to be sneaky. He's trying to put money. He's trying to use his influence and money and power to find something spicy to attack Kendrick with. It's not gonna work, man. You got a bar. You got a bar.
Yeah, see, he messing with the wrong guy. These guys got nothing but time, man. This guy's not on tour. He's not in album mode. He was chilling at the house, man. And so he got nothing, but he ain't got nothing to lose. What do we got to lose?
Nothing, man. Like his fan base will never abandon him, no matter what happens. Okay, he has nothing to lose. Drake is the one who can get embarrassed here. I think if anybody thinks that Kendrick is going to lose, they weren't really fans in the first place. So, yeah, man, the pressure is now on Drake. But all together, I like this song a lot. I'm happy. Like the thing that makes me the most happy is that we're getting great music from this whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not getting social media back and forth like with the Rick Ross thing, which is entertaining, but still,
Yeah.
it's not rap. We've
Yeah.
been begging people to keep it rap and hip hop, and we're getting great music from it. So
Yeah,
we're
man.
all winning in this battle, man. Let's be real.
Yeah, look at the song Like That. I still play that song. I
Me too.
like that song even more, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's a good song. Push Ups. I like Push Ups. That's a good song. Their I guess the final version of it. That's a good song. I like the Rick Ross song. The Rick Ross song is good. I don't like Taylor Made. I never went back to Taylor Made.
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah,
on
I'm
that.
glad he deleted that one. Honestly, even the J. Cole one, he deleted. That was I feel like if you put a whole little EP or something together, this would be a nice little EP, man. That'd be a nice little EP. I think I liked everything outside of the Taylor Made. Taylor Made, he could have kept that.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on the actual 616 itself, man?
I seen this, and so I follow this guy. I think you follow him too. This guy been on it too.
You talking about Curl? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Curl, man. He been on it, man. That's the only person I trust at this point. Because a lot of people try to post some fake AI Drake diss and fake AI Kendrick stuff. He was the only one that been on point where I'd be like, okay, if he said it, then I believe it. But yeah, I think this I like this song a lot, man.
Kirko, not Curl, it's Kirko, that's right.
Kirko, okay.
Yeah.
I like this song a lot, man. I think it's funny because I quoted one of the lyrics what's the lyrics? You can't find nothing on me, sorry I'm boring, or whatever that line was. I had tweeted that, and shout out to Walker. Walker, like, that's the only line I like in that Snooze Fest song, or whatever he said. I forgot what he said. But I mean, I like that song a lot, man. I wish it go to can hurry up and go to streaming.
Yeah.
But man, I like that song a lot. I love, like I said, I love Al Green. I got to find what he said. He said the only line I F with on that Sleepy song. That's exactly what he said.
Wait, who said that?
Kevin Walker.
Oh, okay.
Walker, Beltway Boys. Look, that's the hip hop I like. So some people might not like it. I know Tab might not be a fan of it because ain't no drums in it. But I like that type of hit. That's the type of stuff I like to rap on. It kind of put me in that Wu-Tang state of mind and all that stuff. So I like that. As far as the verses and all that stuff, look, man, I feel like I wish I had more time to actually break this down, man, because there's so much in this song, more than a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people, I see, well, not a lot. I've seen a couple people say, oh, you should have kept that. That ain't better than the other one. No, I think Drake should have kept that Taylor Made freestyle.
I don't understand that mentality. Like, okay, if a team shoots a 3, you get 3 points. Next best you shoot a 2. Does that not count because it's not as many points?
Yeah.
Like you're building up a scoreboard, man. It might not be a 3-pointer, but it's still 2 points, or a free throw even. It's still you still ahead.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I just don't get that. Because like I feel like this, I mean, I don't think it's better than the other one. I actually kind of, well, I don't like this one better than Euphoria, but I think this is a solid song. Now, I would have been a little critical if this was the first song he put out.
Yeah.
Now, if this was his response to before Euphoria, then I would have been like, this ain't the time for all that. This was the Kendrick I was afraid that will jump out the window with a diss. But I feel like this is a perfect follow-up after Euphoria. This is something like, I'm not looking at this like, oh, this is another bomb. This is just more stuff that he throwing a lot of songs at Drake. And he's putting the ball in his court. And this ain't just about to be no one song. And you study this one song, buddy, you got a lot of shit to address. And even in this song, he brung up this one, I didn't know that either, about Cash Doll. Did you hear about that story?
Yeah, apparently, I guess that
Yeah.
might be what he was trying to get at. Some kind
Yeah.
of relationship with Kendrick and Cash Doll.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
I think no, because I know in this bar he said conspiracy, because he was talking. I guess the I don't know if he hanging with a dude named Cash.
No, Cash. He's
Ca-
talking about Cash XO, who is the Weeknd's manager.
Yeah, he said conspiracy about Cash Doll. That's not even a leak. So I guess he was assuming that was the. I guess he was Drake might have been assuming that was the leak.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Find the jewels like Cash Doll. I just need you to think." So I guess it was a situation where Cash Doll and her, I guess her and the dude or somebody got robbed of some jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
So find the jewels like Cash Doll, and I guess rumors have it that
Oh,
Cash
she got robbed. Okay.
yeah. So I guess Cash Doll broke up with her dude because of Drake or something. It was a Drake connection to this Cash Doll.
Okay.
So I'm like, damn, like how did he know that? Like I ain't even know nothing about. I don't understand how people keep saying, "Oh, Kendrick said the same thing." Pusha T said. Pusha T ain't say nothing about no Cash Doll. So no, he's saying a lot of different stuff. I ain't really here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Kendrick is like you got to dig for this stuff, man. Pusha T was very, very upfront about what he was alleging from Drake. And with Kendrick, he's dropping names, but he's not going to give the whole context of the situation in the bar.
Yeah,
You got to look this up on your own, man.
yeah.
So some people are just too lazy to do that or just don't care. I understand if you don't care for that.
No, that's what it is because they want the drama and the mess and all that stuff. Even though they said that's all Pusha T did, but they want the messiness and the drama and all that stuff. But that's exactly what they don't want. They lazy. They just reading past all of this. They don't want to do the research. And Kendrick ain't about to go step by step about what happened. He ain't about to sit there and say, "Oh, remember that time Cash Doll got robbed," and he ain't gonna go through all of this stuff. He gonna throw little shots here and there and make you dig deep.
Yeah. Also, another 616 reference I almost forgot about. Apparently, that was the date of his first concert in Toronto. June 6th. It's 2011, June 16th. So yeah, it gets deep, man. It's getting deep. The rabbit hole's getting deeper and deeper, man. I don't know. 616 can mean anything. Also another subliminal, kind of odd. The producers of this song, man. It was produced by, or at least co-produced and written or co-written. I don't know what the co-writing. I don't think this guy's writing Kendrick's music. But apparently, it's co-produced by Jack Antoff, who was like Taylor Swift's main producer and co-writer. So it's getting back at the tailor-made freestyle. He's dropping a tailor-made disc, kind of, by one of the guys who made Taylor. So yeah, man, the entendres don't stop at the rap. It even goes to the credits, the album credits, or the song credits.
Yeah.
Very interesting, man.
Have you seen the thing where they said 616 and LA was supposed to be Drake's title for the song, and Kendrick found that? I don't know how true that is.
Oh wow.
So I guess allegedly it was supposed to be it was, Drake is that was another kind of dig too with the Drake series of 429 and Calabasas and all that stuff. 829 in Carolina. But yeah, I guess allegedly it was supposed to be Drake's song.
It would be funny if that was all it was supposed to be, and everybody just made this stuff from.
Look, Drake ain't that damn calculated.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see him saying like, "Oh, I can see him piecing together the LA stuff, the Tupac, and to kind of troll LA a little bit, to troll Kendrick." But the OJ Simpson trial, who was trying to figure out when the OJ Simpson trial started? and then the old girl, I forget what's her name, her funeral. Like, who was sitting there thinking about when her funeral was? Just
Yeah,
all this
Nicole
rant.
Simpson. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who was thinking about all that?
Look, man, a lot of things happened on June 16th throughout history, I'm sure. Okay. We could bring up anything, okay, and say, hey, can you maybe talk about this? Hey, the first black person to be free from slavery in America was June 16th. Like, it
Yeah.
could be anything, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of things happen in history on June 16th. So I think people are digging a little too deep. I mean,
Yeah.
in general, people are digging way too deep. I remember somebody, the Euphoria stuff got ridiculous after a while, man. Somebody said something that annoyed me when he said, somebody said, when the whole thing about I see 3 ghosts and 2 of them are kissing and hugging on stage, somebody said he was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What?
I'm like, yeah, come on, man. He said, when Kendrick said that, I didn't even realize he was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm like, dog, okay, y'all just saying anything for engagement at this point. You really can't believe that. What's this?
I'm looking at everything that happened on June 16th.
Everything that happened on June 16th. Wait, what's that? The new deal. Okay. Hey, FD, shout out to FDR. All right. Yeah, a lot of things in history happen on June 16th, I'm sure. So
17. This is just history.
I thought about trolling and just making a list of everything in history that happened on June 16th and saying that Kendrick really meant it when he was talking about all this stuff. So, but I was too bored to do that. But yeah, man, it's people are digging a little too deep with some of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah. So like I said, that's the fun, that's kind of the fun thing about Kendrick records, though, man. It's kind of fun to dig into stuff like this in hip hop. It's good for content creators because it gives them something to dig into and talk about.
Yeah.
And Drake's music doesn't really do that for people, man. It doesn't. There's some things he talks about, like he drops little hints and subliminals here and there, but not for a whole song like this. So it's good for discussion of hip hop, and it's exciting. So I do appreciate it, even if people take it too far sometimes. So yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I no issue.
Yeah.
Now with that being said, Figgy, it's time for the early verdict. Let's say round 1 is done. Who is up? Who is down? And by how much?
I think I would say you know what? I don't want to say on the fence. I think it's a tie game because if you look at like that, I don't look at that as a full-blown diss song from Kendrick. That was a verse. That was a verse going at J. Cole and Drake. So I would give him the whole. I would give that to him as a whole diss song. I would give him a point for that. I give Drake a point for the push-ups. I give him a point for that because it was 20 on 1. So he was fighting everybody at that point. So I'll give him a point for that. But I think the Kendrick, the 2 of the songs that Kendrick dropped, the solo songs, I think that kind of tie everything up a little bit, man. I think those 2 songs plus I don't want to count that Tailor Made song, man. Like I know. By the way, I feel like a lot of Drake stands ain't counting that song either. They just like deleted that song out of the algorithm where that song don't even count. They ain't comparing that to the second song.
Yeah, I also thought OVO Bravo thought I was corny for saying that, I thought I was old for saying that song was corny. Yeah, a lot of people agreed. Even Drake took it down. Like, all right, man, all right.
Yeah, I saw a tweet pretty much, the little the better than sign, the greater than sign. Somebody said push-ups, greater than like that. Which I don't I don't agree with that. They said Euphoria is better than push-ups. And then they said push-ups is better than 616 in LA. So it's like, what about the Tailor Made, man?
If you gotta delete a song, it don't count. That's why I don't count J. Cole and his beef.
Yeah.
If you delete a song, it don't count. So That song was more bait than anything.
Yeah.
It was just a weird attempt for him to try to put more pressure on Kendrick. And I don't think it really worked. But yeah, I wouldn't count that really as an official part of this
But
beef
see,
anymore.
I kind of look at it like this. So Kendrick dropped the song Euphoria.
Mhm.
And it went crazy. Drake, I guess the push-ups got leaked, and then he officially dropped it. So I feel like it's fair to say 1-for-1 type of thing. And then Drake tried to get a little creative and dropped the AI song on this. And by the way, he dropped it on his Instagram. He posted it on his Instagram. Kendrick posted this song on the 16 in LA on his Instagram. I feel like that's a fair back and forth. I know Drake had to take it down, but I feel like that's a fair. If you look at those two songs, I will probably say Kendrick got the better songs.
Yeah,
I would say Kendrick got the better songs. So I guess that kind of contradict what I was saying. So I would put Kendrick in the lead at this point, but not by much. I will put him in the lead maybe by one. I really want to see what Kendrick do with this. He got to make a song directly towards Kendrick Lamar. None of this AI stuff, none of this. Let's leak it out and see what the people saying about it and then blame it on AI and all this other stuff. Nah, man, do what Kendrick did. Get in the lab. I'm sure he probably got something already, but release something just like how Kendrick put it on your YouTube and just say this song is out now and let us decide it. I don't want to see no bots and all this other stuff. This AI stuff, that conversation was frustrating, man. Trying to see what's real, what's fake, and all this other stuff. Put the song out and make it towards Kendrick, and let's see where it go from there.
no, I agree, man. Yeah, it's got to be. He's got. I don't know. I would also put Kendrick in the lead as well. Objectively, like I said, when I go back to push-ups, it don't sound as strong anymore. It's still a good diss, it's still a good record, but in the face of these two Kendrick songs, it looks weaker now. And Drake been with one trying to egg this whole thing on and trying to hurry up Kendrick, and now he got to hurry up. Now the pressure is on Drake. Now the countdown's on Drake, and I don't want to hear everybody tweeting, 50 Cent want to talk about, I hear Drake got a bomb coming. His friends talk. One of his goofy friends said he was going to drop last night, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So all this stuff about, Kendrick got something cooking. I mean, not Kendrick. Drake got something cooking. Drake about to drop something. Drake about to drop a nuke. He got to go nuclear. Nah, just drop the fucking. I don't want to hear the speculation, man. Just drop it. I don't want to hear your friends. You talk about how you got something, and your friends go tell the internet how you about to drop something. Just drop it, man. Kendrick didn't have any of this stuff. I mean, I think some of the people close to him said he was gonna drop something. But it wasn't to this degree, man. I don't care about the hype. Just drop it, Drake. All right. Drop that shit and we'll react. But the whole trying to hype it up, nah, man. You don't want to see another Joe Budden incident where these guys are going to go nuclear. Nah,
I'm about to use one of Drake's lines in that Taylor Made song. What the fuck is taking y'all so long?
Yeah.
That was probably the most entertaining part of that song.
The streets need you.
Yeah.
Come on, Drake. Come on, Drake. Come on, Crody. Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what Drake got to cook up. But here's the thing, man. And people trying to say anybody's winning overwhelmingly. I don't think that's true.
Nah.
I don't think it's true. I think it's close.
I think it's closer than what people think, man.
Yeah, and I think I'm as close to objective as I can be, man. Because look, I've been critical of Drake, but I've also listened to way more Drake music than I have Kendrick's.
Yeah,
I gotta be real, man. I listen to every Drake project. I grew up on his music damn near. We're on the same age, so I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Drake, but I've followed his whole career. Same thing with Kendrick, but I was never a huge Kendrick fan like that, man. I thought some of his music was really overrated by people, and sometimes. But I think he's also dropped a lot of good music too. But objectively, I can't say anybody has it's not a 20-point deficit for anybody, man. It ain't 2 touchdowns up for anybody. It's close. And I don't think we're gonna get an Ether. I don't think we're gonna get a story of Adidon. I don't think we're gonna get a knockout blow in this battle, man. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be close. We're gonna get multiple songs from both of them, and then the people are just gonna pick who they think won.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get a decisive winner in this one. They're too skilled for that, man. They're too skilled, and I just don't think it's gonna be a situation where we all agree that one person won it.
Yeah, I think honestly too, and this is the other part I don't like is just the stand culture where nobody's going to be honest, except for people like us who don't really lean either way.
Yeah.
So no matter what Kendrick or Drake drop, their stands is always going to be like, oh, that's trash. Nobody's going to be honest, man. I was a Jay-Z fan. And I had to be honest, man. That Ether was a gut punch, man. I wasn't sitting there saying Ether was trash because I was a fan of Jay-Z. I was actually a fan of both of them. But that was a gut punch, man. Knowing how I like Rockefeller, and I couldn't sit there and say, man, that's on trash. All he doing is gossiping. No, that was a gut punch, man. You gotta call it how it is. But I feel like stand culture now is not doing that. They side with no matter what it is, they side with it, with their person.
No, yeah, of course, man. And that's the thing. You're not going to convince them that there are some people who don't even want to say Pusha T won the battle, man. Like these people are delusional.
Yeah.
Okay, so the stand culture has made it hard to have like a real hip hop discussion with people because they already know, like, hey, I'm a Drake fan. I'm gonna ride with Drake no matter what. Kendrick is ass. Like, okay, I can't talk to you about this music then. All right, I can't.
Yeah. You stay out
Same
the
thing with
conversation.
Kendrick, man. Same thing with Kendrick. People are like, Drake sucks. Kendrick's is way better. Nah, man, you can't say Drake is ass, okay?
Yeah.
He's been at the top for a reason for this many years. You can't say he's ass, all right?
Mhm.
You can not like his music, but as a rapper, you can't say he's a bad rapper, man, all right?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, and it's hard to have a discussion with people who just want to talk about the music and hip-hop and don't have clear favorites. But that's just how it is now, man. The stand culture and the internet just gasses people up and they just want to talk crazy and delusional.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad I'm in the middle because, like, I'm probably more of a Kendrick fan than you,
Yeah.
but I'm still at a point. Like, I was talking to somebody today or a couple days ago, and he flat out told me, like, man, I'm sorry, I just can't get into Kendrick Lamar music. I don't understand it. I ain't have an argument behind it. If it's like Jay-Z, I would be like, come on, man, you gotta like something. Like you might not have to, care for his music as much, but you gotta respect what he been doing for years. I would have a pushback to that. But I don't have a pushback when people say they don't really care for Kendrick Lamar like that, or even Drake. With both of these artists, I don't, if they like him, I'm like, yeah, he good. But some of the people that don't really understand him and don't really don't care for him, I don't have a pushback for it. I think you either got to be a Kendrick Lamar fan, like you got to, I guess, kind of understand what he is, or if you don't, like, I'm not mad at that. I totally get it. It's some stuff where I'll be like, man, he too much in the sticks for me. Like, I'm cool. But yeah, man, like both of these artists are that artist where, you either like them or you hate them.
No, of course. And that's the thing, man. I have no problem if somebody just says, hey, I think Drake is winning because I like Drake more. At least be honest with that. The thing I hate is when you like somebody, you're biased, but you try to explain it with some bullshit logic. Like what Cam and Mace tried to do, man. Like these people who trying to bullshit logic themselves into thinking like, oh, Drake is way up, or Kendrick ain't got a chance, or Drake ain't got a chance. Like, nah, man, you can't go that far without not making sense. At least just admit you just like Drake more or you like Kendrick more. So.
Yeah, I think, man, and that's the problem I have with Cam and Mace too. I love Cam and Mace, but the problem I have with it is just come out and be honest.
Yeah.
Come out and say, hey, look, Drake is my man's. So I'm rolling with Drake no matter what. I don't care. I like Kendrick Lamar too, but I'm rolling with Drake on this one. That's my man. So I ain't got no argument for it. Whenever you see like somebody defending their family member, and they might be like, "Yeah, I don't care if they wrong. That's my family. I'm rolling with them." You can't have no argument with that. That's their family. So you gonna rock with your family no matter what, man. Your sister could be dead wrong on something, and that's gonna always be your sister. You might be like, man, I get it. She was wrong, but that's my sister. I'm siding with her. Like, I don't care. I gotta respect that. Like, we ain't gonna argue about it. Then that's where you stand. That's where you stand. But don't try to sit here and talk about some, Drake is up because Kendrick took too long, which technically he didn't. He actually responded quicker than Drake responded. So, like, don't give me that BS stuff on some time and all that stuff.
Or some, I don't, Kendrick's music is too deep. I didn't think there's going to be poetry. Oh, so you didn't expect rap.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think rap music really is at the end of it, man?
Yeah, so you want to dumb everything down. You want to be messy. Just say you want to be a little more messier then. Just say that.
Yeah, that's all they got to say, but they're not going to be that honest, man. What's going on? Jenny P, Mad Wine Chemist on YouTube says, "Good evening, guys."
What's up?
What's going on, Jenny P? Also, she says, "I never really liked Jay's music. I've liked stuff that he was a feature on." Well, Jenny, I'm sorry we have to ban you from this.
Put you on timeout
from now on. Put you on timeout. I was playing. This is a pro Jay-Z podcast. We're trying to get to the Rock Nation brunch, so everything Jay-Z does is okay. All right. You have to be a fan to be a listener. I'm just playing. Like, I understand. Like, look, for a long time, I wasn't a fan of Jay-Z, man. It really took me growing up to appreciate his music. And even now, I'm very critical of Jay-Z. I'm very critical. When he's dropped some music that I think is terrible, I'll straight up say it's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think overall he's the GOAT. But if people don't rock with him, I understand, man. I don't press the issue. I don't try to convince people to be like, oh, he's actually not what you think he is. Nah, I think you're free to have your own opinion, man.
Yeah. See, when it comes to that, like, I be wanting to know why. Like, what is it? If people just say, I don't really, just don't really feel his music like that. I respect what he do, but I just don't really bot with his music like that. I can respect that. Mm-hmm. But to me, when people start saying stuff like, oh, he's the most overrated artist. And
he's not lyrical.
Yeah, he's corny and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, now, like, what are you basing this off of? Like, we could go down the line. If you want to talk about corny and, he's just so overrated. I don't see what people like about him. It's just like, all right, man, like, you got it. Just say you never cared for him and keep it moving.
Exactly. That's all you got to say, man. Not everything's for everybody. All right. Not everything's for everybody. But don't enter a hip hop conversation trying to drop facts and knowledge when you just, at the end of the day, just don't like the person based off your own opinion and experience, man. Like, you just don't like their music. Okay, fair enough. But we're talking about comparison of the music in hip hop and bars and stuff. If you can't give the other person any kind of credit, then we can't have a conversation about rap, man, because you're not even being honest about what he does bring to the table.
Yeah.
But, Adam on X says, I agree with all you guys' takes. I think part of it, though, is when your song comes out second, it's an advantage. That's why push-ups doesn't look as tough to people anymore. That's a good point, man. That's a good point. I think Academics brought that up as well on his stream. He says, we're all victims of recency bias to an extent, man. The song that comes out second or next, the newest thing is going to be the thing we rock with the hardest.
Yeah, I think, and then too, I think it helped the artists that come out second.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like when you watch an NFL game and at the beginning of the game, you know how they do the coin toss, and it's always like the team that wants the ball in the second half, or in college football, you want the team. You know, if you win the toss, you want the other team to go first, so you can see what you need, see what that team do, and try to respond to it. So, you know, Kendrick, it was a good thing. Kendrick did his little verse and all that stuff on the Like That song, but Drake actually went out and dropped a song So Kendrick like, all right, cool. I see what he doing. So let me get to writing my stuff. Let me get my stuff together now because I know where he going with this. Because now you trying to see like, is Drake going to keep it rap or is he going to try to get personal? So I can know to get personal now, or if I should keep it rap.
Mhm.
So I think it's a good strategy to go second, so you can kind of see what they do and then go back and forth.
Yeah, but the issue with that is Drake brought this on himself because he dropped first knowing that Kendrick will respond, but then he tried to press the issue by trying to troll him and drop the tailor-made freestyle thing. He was egging Kendrick on. And now the pressure is reversed.
Yeah,
So
but
now he's got to respond. Like I thought Drake already had something cocked and ready to go.
yeah,
So are we gonna have to wait another week for him to drop something? Like how soon is he gonna drop, man? Now we're really anxious about what he's gonna do next because I thought with all this trolling that he had the response already ready to go, and that
yeah.
he might drop it the same day Kendrick dropped his record, but he didn't. So now he's on the clock, man. Now the pressure he put on Kendrick is now on him, and he brought this on himself.
See, I think he tried to do what he did with Meek because remember he dropped the song, the Charged Up song,
Yeah.
and then Meek was on tour, so I guess he really ain't had time to get to a studio, and then Drake dropped back to back, and that helped. That kind of put pressure on Meek to drop something, and what he dropped wasn't good. So I think he tried to put that pressure on Kendrick, not knowing Kendrick don't care about all that stuff, man. He and I don't want to compare Meek and Kendrick because that's two totally different artists on different levels. So Kendrick know whenever he drops, it's going to be huge. So it's not no little tiny little freestyle that Meek Mill did. He gonna drop a song. So I think, and it's doing numbers too. So I think Drake thought he was going to kind of get a Meek reaction where let me hurry up and drop some, and all the little Twitter bots and people waiting on me. You got academics counting down how long it been since Drake dropped this song and stuff, not knowing Kendrick don't care about that. He don't care about that. I seen a whole bunch of people saying, if Kendrick don't respond in time, it's over. And he don't care about that. And quite frankly, we was kind of talking about it too, but I knew the moment he dropped, that was gonna go out the window. I ain't hear the only person I heard mention the time thing was Cam and Mace, or mainly Cam. But I ain't hear nobody sitting there saying, well, this song is invalid because he took too long.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. He said what he said in the song. So nah, man, let's go. It's your turn. Check. This like when check
ball, man. Check ball, man. It's time. So yeah, man. It's like I said, I think we both got Kendrick up, but Drake got to respond soon, man. Now, if he wants to be Mr. on the clock, then now he's got to drop something quick. I'm no longer patient when it comes to look. The funny thing is when it took a couple weeks for Kendrick to respond, I was like, okay, I can wait at this point. Because now I'm starting to lose interest. So let's just wait to see whatever he does. But now he's dropped, and now he dropped twice. There's somebody who don't drop music like that, man. Now I'm anxious. Now I'm spoiled. Now I want a new song every week. Fuck it, man. I can't wait no more. So Drake, I don't want to wait till next 2 weeks from now to get a Drake record. He got to drop this upcoming week, preferably over the weekend, maybe. But he got to drop something this week. And it's got to be something fire. I can't wait no more, man. I'm spoiled now. I'm really. I didn't think that Kendrick was responding like this, and now I want more. So, yeah.
I agree, man. I'm curious to see what angle Drake is gonna come with as far as like coming at Kendrick. So I'm really intrigued, man. This has been a good couple weeks.
It really has been, man. And look, this is now all I care about. Okay. I don't care about any other beef. Look, people ask me like, "Did you hear that Chris Brown and Quavo diss songs?" Like, no, I didn't give a shit, man. All right,
Yeah,
that's what this is the heavyweight match. This is the headliner, man. We finally got two of the top rappers gunning for the crown. I don't care about nobody else, man. That's the undercard. All right. Y'all had y'all chance to beef, and now that's over, man. I see all these little side beefs popping up, people trying to get into beef. I don't care about Rick Ross anymore, man. Rick Ross was funny, but now I don't care about that no more, man. He had his
yeah,
time. It's over. It's Kendrick and Drake. It's on now, man. I don't care about anything else but this
yeah,
going forward. So anybody else want to try to do their little corny thing to get into diss or drop a diss on to whoever
yeah,
the rapper? I'm not gonna listen to it, man. I don't care. All of rap should be paying attention to this, man.
yeah.
Everybody should stop so we can all appreciate this moment in time, man. Because we're not gonna get it again.
Yeah, speaking of that, you brought that up. We so we didn't record last week, but I sent you you see Kanye insert himself into this beat
Yes,
too, pause,
yes.
and he did a remix to the Like That song. So how did you feel about all of that?
I thought it was terrible, man. Number one, I thought he ruined the song. It kind of felt like when he jumped on Don't Like by Chief Keef.
Really?
It's like this is something that had nothing to do with you. Why are you trying to insert yourself, man? It just sounds I don't want to hear Kanye talk shit. All right. The time for the Drake and Kanye beef was like a couple years ago, man.
Yeah, he
All
had
right?
it.
He had his chance.
Yeah.
And he wanted to play Kiss and Makeup and then diss him again and go, I ain't got it's over, man.
Not only that though, this dude went full blown religion, man.
Yeah.
Remember, he went full blown religion. Pusha T was out here pretty much fighting for Kanye at that point. It got messy, no pun intended. And Kanye was a pastor, man. So don't try to insert yourself back into this now. Like, I don't want to hear from Kanye.
Yeah, me neither, man. I thought he ruined the song. The song was great without him. I don't need the little whatever he tried to do with his little verse, man. I don't care about it in general. Big Newman on YouTube says, I remember when Cole saved K Dot in the club from Diddy. Yeah, I forgot Cole was involved in that, man. I forgot he was involved in that whole Diddy situation, but yeah, that was pretty wild. Matt Wine Chemist Jenny P says Chris Brown won that. I listened to that song multiple times. Yeah, man. I just don't honestly. I
wish I could tell you about that song. I ain't even waste. I don't want to say waste my time, but I'm like, I don't care about that.
Yeah, I found that that was a very messy sounding battle. My mom asked me about that too, and I'm like, I guess it's just a woman thing. They just like that battle. They like Chris Brown too, so I guess they're more invested. I just don't care, man. Number one, I don't want to hear diss tracks from Quavo. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Chris Brown can kind of rap. Quavo, I don't want to hear him do diss rap, man. I don't want to hear. Go make a hook, dog. All right. I don't want to hear no diss songs from Quavo. All right. And Chris Brown, he really has no room to talk about anybody, given his whole career and what he's been into. So it's like two degenerates just fighting over some bullshit, man. I don't care. All right. It's Kendrick and Drake time. I don't care about nothing else. All right. Y'all could have had your beef last year and we would have cared. Now, the stakes are too high in hip hop for us to care about these B-listers rap wise.
This ain't a slow news day.
Yeah.
We can get that to the side, man.
Jenny P also says, Ye is not a diss rapper. Yeah, but he tries to diss people all the time. So, but he's just not a great rapper, period, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't about to get no Kendrick or hell, I say we ain't gonna get no Drake type of diss from Kanye.
Yeah.
He kind of be all over he mentioned some direct stuff, but it's some stuff we don't care about. Like, we don't care about who owned Drake's masters and all that stuff. We don't care about if he signed his life away and all this stuff. I don't give a damn about that. Mm-hmm. What did that got to do with me? We want to hear some bars. We want to hear a good song and all that stuff. I don't care about you talking about, oh, you signed your life away. Feel bad for people. I don't want to hear. I don't care about that. That ain't gonna move.
Yeah. Kanye just mad because he's not the center of attention anymore, man. He could say crazy things, and we used to pay attention. Now we don't care. All
Yeah.
right. We don't care anymore, man. Go campaign for Trump or something. I don't really care what he has to say anymore. Vic Newman also says Kanye is so crazy he will go at K-Dot. Yeah, he'll go at anybody, man. He doesn't care about having friends. He has no friends left except for maybe Ty Dolla $ign. And speaking of which, he's supposed to drop an album this Friday and it didn't come out.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of looking for it.
He was supposed to drop Vultures 2 this weekend and he didn't drop it. So Kanye being Kanye again, man, not living up to his deadlines and yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I was kind of looking forward to it. I was gonna see what he had on there, man, but it's not surprising, man.
It's not. I heard Gunna was supposed to drop too. I think Gunna's dropping next week now.
He dropped a song.
He dropped a song. He's dropping an album. I think next week. And Gunna got name dropped in the Kendrick song too, man. And he's like, "Yo, what did I do?" So Kendrick basically said he knows some stuff about Drake that would make him look like make Gunna look like a saint.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was something else I ain't know about either in that song. I guess Drake was caught up in some legal trouble or something like that. So I don't know if he told on somebody or something like that. But
I was watching a video. Apparently, going back to the incident where he was robbed in 2009. There was an allegation. One of his old rapper friends, who he actually did a song with, came out and basically said that Drake snitched on the people that robbed him and made a statement to the police. I don't know how true that is. I look, and even if it was,
surprise me.
Yeah, I personally don't give a shit if he did. I would. All right.
honestly, I wouldn't even be mad. I kind of expect that.
Drake is not. Look, if we're going by the street rule code or the street code, Drake, especially at that time, was not a street dude, man.
Yeah.
In 2009, Drake is not today Drake. If today Drake made a statement, I'd be like, "Hey, you talk that gangster shit on your records, man. What happened?"
Yeah.
But that Drake was a sing-songy ass, lovey-dovey type dude, man. He was not a dude in that life. So if he made a statement about the guys who robbed him, I wouldn't give a shit, honestly, man. I don't think most people would.
Yeah.
But I think he might, seeing as what Kendrick is, I think he might be thinking about something else or bringing up or addressing or alluding to something else that we don't know. So who knows?
Yeah. Real quick on my Instagram, we got a comment from FMX 2012. He said, now that Drake lives in Houston part-time, does that make the people of H-Town support him more? Somebody actually asked me about that. My dude, shout out to a friend of the show, Terrell, our movie guy. We got to get him back one day. But he asked me how people were feeling about the song, the whole back and forth down here. And honestly, I don't feel like people are leaning one way or the other. I just think a lot of people are kind of stuck in their ways where, I always been a fan of Drake no matter what. Like, even if he had no affiliation with Houston, I feel like people always just been a fan of Drake or either a fan of Kendrick Lamar. I don't think it was a thing like, oh, this is Meg Thee Stallion, so we gonna roll with the hometown girl Meg because she from Houston. Because we kind of did that at one point when it was her and the Tory Lanez thing. We was, we didn't even know what was going on all like that, but we kind of took Meg's side a little bit because, first of all, she was a woman. And that was a little bit of Houston bias, but I feel like there's no Houston bias with this. I think people just either like the music or don't.
Yeah. Look, if you ask Houston rappers, I'm pretty sure they'll almost all say they're on Drake's side, man. And the reason is because Drake has shown a lot of love to H-Town and a lot of love to H-Town rappers. Okay. He's sampled their music. He's done shows with them. He's did the H-Town Appreciation Week for multiple years and brought them all out. He did the rodeo.
Yeah.
So if you ask rappers in Houston, you would get the idea that all of Houston is riding with Drake.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask the people here, I think it's going to be mixed, man.
Yeah. When you look at the rappers, man, I don't want to say it like this, but that's one of the relationship things I was talking about. So how people in the media have a relationship or trying to get a relationship with Drake, I think that's part of it too, man. They don't want to mess up their bag or they don't want to burn no bridges or anything. But they must know something about Drake where if you side with somebody else or say something like going against Drake a little bit, that he might cut you off or it might be some issues or something like that. Even if it's not with Drake directly, maybe it's some issues with, mob ties, Jay Prince and all that. So they, just to be political, I'm gonna just roll with Drake and stay out of this. And plus, a lot of rappers don't really get into all that beef stuff anyway, man. They usually try to stay out. They, a lot of them not Joe Budden, who's retired and just weighing in as a media person. A lot of them are still active. You ain't gonna get no real opinion from like a Lil Flip or Slim Thug or something like that. They gonna, as they should, they gonna be biased and lean towards their guy.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, I understand.
I do too.
Because you don't get anything out of your career by siding with Kendrick.
Yeah.
Outside of just reflecting on how you feel.
Yeah.
Siding with Drake can do things for you, man. It can open doors for you. If he decides to tap in, that could be a door open. Kendrick ain't gonna tap in with you just because you think the beef.
I mean, how many people that
side with Kendrick publicly?
Yeah, and how many people actually met Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure they're quite fine without even meeting him.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Honestly, man, if like this podcast we doing right now, if Drake was constantly texting and reaching out to us and all that stuff, I probably wouldn't even have this energy. I probably would be like Cam and Mace and be like, yeah, Kendrick took too long. I'll probably be like Gilly the Kid and be like, yeah, that's corn on the cob and all that shit. I don't know. If I had hopes of trying to get Drake on this podcast, I probably would be singing a different tune too. But look, we don't have no relationships with anybody like that. So that's why I'm good with being fair. And I kind of want to keep it that way, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can really only trust people who don't have an affiliation one way or the other. It's easy to tell by their tone and what they say who has an affiliation one way or the other. Like, I don't care what TDE people have to say about Kendrick, man. All right. Of course, you're going to hype. I don't care what Punch say. I don't care what J Rock say. Of course, y'all going to defend your boy. All right. I get it. But I don't care what y'all have to do or want to say about Kendrick because I know y'all going to be on the side. Same thing with Maul and Rory. I don't care what they have to say about this beef, man. I know what side they on. I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
I'm the same way. The only time I listen to them if they actually report something Drake said, where I'll be like, oh, okay. So if they saying this, then Drake told them this. So it's kind of the game of follow the source.
Yeah.
So that's the only credibility they got. If they saying like, oh, Drake is dropping something, in 2 weeks, then I can be like, okay, Drake probably told them. Or if they get some type of clues, I'm like, okay, they probably talked to Drake. But outside of that, man, nah, I'm good.
Vic Newman on YouTube asked a good question. He says, how would you guys attack Kendrick if you guys were Drake in the next diss track? Look, he's going to have to bring up something that we don't know publicly to have any kind of advantage because I feel like it feels like everything he could say about Kendrick on the surface level has been said. Hey, your album you fell off. You ain't at my level of success. You ain't got my money. It's got to be more than that, man.
I think
he got to bring up him messing with a white girl or something, man. He got to bring up something that attacks the pro-black card is what Drake has to go at. Something that calls into his that makes him a hypocrite. It's got to be something like that, man, because anything else he could say that we know is not going to hit nearly as hard. You can't go with the I make hits and you don't. When we see Euphoria, his topped all the charts, man, and is doing crazy numbers like that did crazy numbers. He can't go that route. Yeah. So it's got to be something that we don't know that makes him look like a hypocrite.
I think what he have to do to answer this question And look, this ain't nothing new in hip hop, but he gonna have to lie. I would just
Yeah.
make some blatant lies up. I would just be sitting there like, you paying for white girls to come to your hotel room. Your wife cheated on you with this bodyguard, which has been a rumor out there.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's true, but I would write the best lie you could tell, man, and just be like, all these dudes running a train on your wife, and you came right back to her, and all it. I would be saying all type of wild stuff that's just a blatant lie. Like hell, hip hop people lie all the time.
Mhm.
So if I ain't got no dirt on you, damn it, I'm gonna make some dirt. I'm gonna have people questioning you. I'm gonna have you pulling a young Jeezy and making a statement on Instagram on an
Yeah.
Instagram story saying, "Hey, this stuff is not true." And I'm gonna have him doing some stuff like that. I'm gonna have him talking about or rapping about being with white girls and you really paid to be in the gang. I would be saying some wild stuff just to get back because I mean, what else he gonna say? Like this dude, Kendrick Lamar is low key clean as a whistle, and you ain't got nothing on him. So I ain't about to sit there and just rap about money and all that stuff. I'm gonna make up a lie.
Yeah.
I would make up so many lies, man. Where we gonna be sitting here like, dang, is this true? Damn, is this true? I mess around, make up some AI stuff, and use Kendrick voice or something. He'd probably get sued for that, but
Yeah.
I would make up all type of shit, man. Like that's a Hail Mary at that point.
He's got to mix in truth mixed with lies, man. Like something extremely exaggerated. Like he's got to say, "Oh, he paid Top Dog this much money. He got extorted." Okay, something like that, man. But then again, Kendrick has already kind of shot that down in his last track. So
Yeah.
I feel like he knows what Drake is going to go at, and he already tried to shut that down.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Drake has got to be very strategic. I don't know what he's going to say, but it's got to be something that hits. And I just don't know what he can say that'll really impress us like that, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I think I guess a more realistic answer, I would say he had to like he had to go bar for bar, man. I know people want to hear the dirt and all this other stuff, but I think if he make a legit good song with bars and I don't know if I would probably let go of the jokes at this point, the short jokes and size 7 shoe and all this other stuff. But if he just lock in and go bar for about 6 minutes, which Drake can do, Drake can do that if he want to do that. So I would probably do something like that and just hope I win the public opinion of the better song, because I do think Drake can make a better song than Euphoria without being that lyrical. But if Drake hop on a song like this, like that 616 in LA, I do think Drake can get an advantage if he have a beat like that and Drake do what Drake does. I do think he can, somewhat tie the game or take the lead, because Drake, I think he sounds so good on those type of beats. He don't really get confusing when you listen to Drake. He's pretty much simple. Everybody can understand. And I do feel like the masses can be like, yeah, I like that song better than that Kendrick, because I don't know what Kendrick was talking about. So I think if he rap over something, maybe a soulful beat, and just, rap for about 5 minutes and just bar you to death, and maybe throw a little dirt in there too, but it don't have to be nothing super crazy. I do think he could come out on top for at least for this time.
Do you think he will go the back-to-back, try to make like almost a club dance song with it, try to make a hit? Or do you think he's going to go more grimy, like Nonstop or something, and just go grimy rap beef? What do you think he's going to go with for the next track?
I think he's going to try to make a hit, because right now Euphoria, like you said, is charting. is on all of these, and I hate this, but all these Spotify charts and iTunes charts and all this other stuff. So I think it's gonna look bad if Drake drop a song and it's not doing what Euphoria is doing. So I think I don't know if he's focused on this, but he need to make something good or better than the Like That song. Because the Like That song is still charting. Even with, I thought that song was gonna be out of here when Taylor Swift dropped. I was wrong. It's still right there. So I think he need to make something that's somewhat like the Like That song that can stick around and be number one where it's everywhere. Where Kendrick can't send no email out saying don't play this song to radio stations and all that stuff. So he gotta, I think he's probably gonna try to make a song similar to that where you just hear that song everywhere like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll probably try to go the hit route too, but I don't know if that'll be wise, man. That's the thing, because I think Kendrick has shown that you can make a hard record and still have it chart pretty high. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he wants people doing a two-step to a Kendrick diss at this point. Maybe it won't move people like he thinks it will. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Vic Newman says, "What about the wife bodyguards master Whitney?" Yeah, that was a nice little hit. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe he'll go in deeper on the next song, but then again, that's going into a gossipy area that I don't really care for, man. I think they've all, even though it's been a few little jabs here and there, a few hooks and uppercuts as well. I don't think anybody has gone for like the nut shot. There's been no low blows yet, in my opinion. And I feel like something like that's going to low blow territory. And I'd rather not go there, but I feel like Drake might think it has to get the win. So I don't know. We'll see what he does, man. He also said, go Tupac mode. That's why I effed your wife. Yeah, I don't think Drake effed Kendrick's wife. Maybe he could lie about it, but I don't think that happened.
Yeah, I mean, it would look bad if the wife come out of nowhere and say, no, that did not happen. I don't even know that name. That would look bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he is gonna go that route of let's make a hit song, a diss song, and hopefully it could be played everywhere. Hoping that everyone play that song, like everyone playing it like that song. Even though I don't look at that song as a diss song. It's just a diss verse in the song. But yeah, I think he's gonna go that route. Me personally, if I was him, I would just keep it hip hop. He got to grab them hip hop fans, man. I know he got the hip hop media and all this other stuff, but like I think I might have said this before. I would say screw the charts and all that stuff. Just give me an old school beat and just I'm gonna treat it like I'm at a radio station. They throw on the beat and I'm sitting there rapping. Remember back in the day when the Locks used to go up to Hot 97 and all of them be in the room and somebody throwing the beat and then you just sitting there going in for like 5 minutes and Benny Siegel going in for 5 minutes on Jadakiss and all this other stuff. I think to earn that hip hop crowd, I would do something like that, man, and just be like, yeah, like just. Screw it. Let me put on that. What's that Biggie song that as we proceed to get you.
Oh yeah.
Who Shot You?
Who Shot You? Yeah.
If you put on like a Who Shot You type of song, a good song you could just rap to. But I know it's far from that. I know ain't nobody gonna do that. Everybody trying to profit off of it. But that and see, that's why I like what Pusha T did. He ain't grab a original beat and try to profit off of it. He had a mission to shoot and kill. He didn't care about no charts and stuff like that. I even like what Remy Ma did when her and Nicki Minaj was going back and forth. She took the Ether beat, which is not the best beat, and she had a mission. And to me, she accomplished that mission. And meanwhile, I think Nicki Minaj tried to make a hit song. She tried to go the Drake route and make a hit song. And I don't know, it just didn't hit. I think sometimes, to earn, or at least earn my respect, just hop on an old school beat and just go in, man, like how we used to do back in the day, man. I know it's the old days, but I think think somebody need to do something like that, man. I think that's where they get my respect. If Drake do something like that, then it's like, oh shit, he went hip hop. He went up to Funk Flex live on the radio station and was just going in. I like that type of stuff, but I know that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. But also, if I were Drake, I would probably see it like this. Look, you're not going to get the true hip hop heads, man. Maybe his best route is to get the casuals, the ones who just want to dance, the ones who just like a little funky flow with a little funky beat. And they just get the NFL players to be hyped to something in the locker room, get the NBA players to get hyped to something in the locker room. That's what Drake is good at. You know, he's good at making those types of anthems, you know. Like, it really blew my mind when I forget what team was interviewed, but they asked everybody, like, what album was better, Certified Lover Boy or Donda, and everybody said the Drake album was better.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I just didn't see it because I still think Certified Lover Boy is probably Drake's worst album.
Yeah.
In general.
I never went back to that album.
But it did a lot of numbers, man. It stayed on the charts for a long time. People really rocked with it. I did not like it at all. But maybe that's his best avenue, man. Maybe that's his best angle to attack it with the casuals, to have the people who don't like Kendrick because he's too deep and they got to think too much. Go to them and say, hey, you ain't got to think about this. Just dance to it.
Yeah.
Get people making TikToks dancing to the Kendrick diss. Maybe that's the best angle he can come up with, man, because he's never going to get the real hip hop hits. Number one, most people count him out because of ghostwriting.
Yeah.
Okay? So for some people, he's never going to overcome that, period.
Yeah.
So maybe his best bet is to go to the casuals, to the people who don't care about lyrics, give them something nice to dance to, make TikToks to, and have that be his win instead of trying to go to hip hop, Funk Master Flex route. Even though I wish he would.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do that.
I think, he ain't gonna do that. But I think not only him, I think a lot of rappers should do that. It don't make sense for Kendrick to do that because he's in the house, man. He ain't going outside. He's clearly anti-industry, so he ain't about to do all that. But like, I think Drake is probably too late for it now, but I think Drake would have won a lot of people over. And, it could be some things where he can't go up there and just freestyle or something like that. But I think he will win a lot of people over if he just did something like that, something organic like that. Because I think a lot of people like Jay-Z, a lot of people like the Locks and State Property, Benny Siegel, Jada, all of those people, I think they did that at some point during the war, during the beef. And that kind of won a lot of people over where they just went in, they was talking their shit, and they just got right to business, man. And I don't even know the last person that did that. Every time I see a freestyle on the radio, people are like, oh, he killed it. It's just a regular rap. Where I'm just like, man, I want to see some gritty stuff. I want to see somebody call somebody out in the rap. At least talk a little shit before you start rapping or something. I just miss them days, man. Remember they all be in the studio and like, man, you got people dancing all in the videos and all this stuff. we right here, and like, you don't get none of that, man. I just wish Drake would do. He ain't even got to go out to the rap station, man. Just throw in an old school classic beat or something and just go in. Just go in for like 5 minutes and just not even mix it. Don't put no hook on it. Just, I got some stuff to address and just go right in, man. But
yeah,
I know that's
unfortunately, we know he's going to go to 40 and Boy Wonder and make the same type sounding songs he always does, man.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting a whole lot on that front, but I do know he has to know Diddy come hard. I already knew that was going to be. Dog, speaking of which, sidebar, man, Cam said the gayest thing I've ever heard. Did you see that clip?
Yes, I did. Let me find that, man.
Dog, I can't believe Mr. No Homo himself, Mr. Pause himself, said the gayest thing I've heard this year.
I'm surprised he missed that. He didn't even realize he said it.
Nah, I think he caught it, but he tried to play it off. No, we'll see the clip, but he tried to move on real quick. And
Yeah.
Stat and the producer were the ones who really were laughing at it. Mace didn't even catch it. I think he wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
So funny, man.
How do you guys feel about Shador making those comments? Even the former player, speaking up against Colorado and all the comments surrounding the program right now.
You gotta respect if a coach is telling
you getting the port.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. This ain't
because
the
he's
place for you.
making sure you have a shot to make the pros. Because he's saying, I got somebody coming, pause,
right
at that position.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. So I get homeboy being upset, talking shit against Deion, but I think that's the most honest thing that you could tell a player. And listen, bro, I'm fucking a grown man right now. I hear that at 2021. I got an attitude too. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I got one of them shit.
Very disappointed.
The way you said it, with no comment, no comma, no pause, no nothing. That was.
What did he say?
That was crazy.
What did he say? I missed it.
My thing is this.
What did he say?
See, you trying to move on. You like, this my thing is this.
No, the whole thing is this, right, Murder? It's
Kim,
fine.
Can you let them talk?
No,
I don't know what they said.
I don't know what I said neither, but I must have said something. The thing is,
he's trying to move on. I didn't know. He knows what he said, man. He knows what he said. She eventually did tell him, and Nate just died laughing.
Yeah. Cam said, "Oh no, it's on tomorrow."
Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna let nothing slide no more. The show gonna be 3 hours long. I'm gonna say pause at everything. I'm like, nah, man, that was wild. I couldn't believe he didn't. Mr. Pause, no homo, everything. He didn't catch that. He said that. That was too funny, man.
Yeah,
that was too funny. But yeah, Jenny P on YouTube says, I hope it's nonstop level. Yeah, I like to see him rap like he did on Nonstop, or have a beat like that that's super grimy. But I don't know, man. I think he might go the pop route. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Vic Newman says he has his own channel on XM Radio. Go there, give him a time when he's gonna freestyle and kill it. Yeah, Drake is not gonna freestyle, man.
Yeah,
he don't got the BlackBerry no more. He's not gonna free. Well, actually, he does do freestyles. He did one for that British station, that BBC thing, whatever the fuck it was. He does freestyle from time to time, man. So he could do it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think
not in the way I want him to do it.
Yeah.
I want him to go classic 1997 or 2004, 2003, somewhere around there, where all y'all at the radio station and it's live on there. You can't cuss. Remember how Biggie was on the radio and he wanted to cuss so bad?
Yep.
Like, I just want that type of authenticity where you just sitting there just like, you know what? Like, nah, I got something to say. All these pop stars doing songs with Taylor Swift. Nah, but they ain't making that Taylor Swift money like I'm making. I want him to go out there and talk cash shit, man.
Yeah.
And that's how Jay-Z used to address people, man. And, like, just give him that. Jay-Z used like, take that Joe Budden beat and rap and diss Joe Budden. Remix somebody's song and do that. I like that type of stuff. Jay-Z ain't give you an original song. Some people wasn't worth an original song. So I wish it was something like that, but I know we in 2024 where everybody trying to make a profit off of something. So
and Drake is not Black Thought, man. He's not gonna go Funk Master Flex and do an 8-minute freestyle to a Mobb Deep instrumental. Okay, he's not that level of MC.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just hope it's just. I don't know what I want from it, man. I just want something that sounds good, because the quality of music has been great so far.
Yeah,
he's got to keep that up. It's got to be a good song. It's got to have a good beat, and he's got to say something that is impactful without being contrived.
Yeah.
Like, we've already heard the "You Not As Big As Me," your last album flopped, you're short. Okay, those 3 things are played out now. Okay, you can have 1 or 2 short jokes and that's it. It can't be the whole song about you short again.
Yeah.
All right, those jokes kind of played out now, man. All right, so I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what he's got cooking, but it's gotta be impactful, man. We'll see.
Yeah. Do you think Kendrick would drop another song before Drake drop a song?
I don't think he'll drop 3. I think he's gonna wait because now, like I said, the pressure is on Drake.
I ain't think Kendrick would drop another song, man.
I wasn't even sure he dropped the first one, man.
I thought he's gonna be one and done, man.
Yeah.
He dropped 2 in 3 days, 2 or 4 days.
That's what really has me excited, man. Because at first, when I heard Euphoria, I was like, okay, I'm kind of okay if this is the end of the beef, honestly. Because that's what we're used to getting, man. We get 2 full diss tracks, and that's it. But now they're both engaged, man. All right. So if the next Drake diss deserves a response, Kendrick got to respond too. Now this got to go back and forth, man. Now they're both locked in. Now I'm expecting this from Kendrick. All right, my expectations have changed. Now I'm expecting a response from Kendrick to whatever Drake is going to drop. It's got to go back and forth until they finally both get tired of it.
Yeah, and remember last time we talked about this. I wasn't sure Kendrick was built for this, man.
Yeah, me too.
I was clearly wrong. But Kendrick never been in a situation like this where he had to drop a diss song. And I wasn't sure if he was that type of rapper for real, man. And clearly, I was clearly wrong. I'm happy I was wrong about this, by the way.
Me too.
But clearly I was wrong. And, I don't expect this to let up at all, man.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Now, like I said, I've been spoiled. I'm spoiled. Now I'm expecting a new song every week, man. We got to have something every week or every other week. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired. No more excuses for anybody anymore. All right. Y'all got to go back and forth until y'all are both tired or there's a knockout punch or it's just too much and it gets corny.
Yeah.
But now I'm still invested, man. It's like I said, it's all I care about right now. I don't care about anything else in hip hop. All right. I don't care if Tupac came back and dropped a new album. I want to see this end first, man. So, we'll see. But the ball is now in Drake's court. He's got to do something, and it needs to be fairly quick. All right. I want to say next week, he's got a deadline of a week because he was the one pressing the deadline issue, man. So he's got to respond this week.
Yeah. And DJ, I guess this just happened recently. DJ Academic said it's happening. So,
okay. So we have to call an audible on this podcast, man. Do we keep going until like 11?
Man, I'm not doing that. I don't trust that.
When is Drake gonna drop, man? Should we? Okay, I'm not gonna wait.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I will say this. If he do drop tomorrow, and this is the other thing too, to bring it back to the whole media thing. He been dropping on days where Joe Budden releases podcasts, and I think he's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because Drake, he dropped a song, the first song on, I want to say whichever day Joe Budden dropped his podcast. I want to say like a Wednesday. Was it a Wednesday or I think it was a Saturday? Mm-hmm. I think you know what, he dropped it on a Saturday because I thought he was gonna drop that Friday, but he dropped it Saturday morning. And at that time, Joe Budden released his podcast already, so he would have had to wait till like a Tuesday or some shit to react to it. And I think he did that on purpose. And even with the Taylor Made, remember he dropped that as we was doing this show around this time. So I think by this time Joe is done recording. So if he drops tomorrow and it's worth talking about, we probably had to do a little emergency podcast. Maybe wait till Sunday so we can kind of
we'll see. We'll play it by ear, man. But here's the thing too, because I've heard people get upset that Academics is in the middle of this, and he got name dropped by Kendrick too. People got upset with that Kendrick name dropped him. Here's the thing, man. No matter what you think about DJ Academics, and he's done a lot of corny shit, man. Even in this past few streams I've seen, he starts drinking and starts talking crazy. I'm like, man, but the reason why he's in the center of this shit is he's the only one who can give an immediate reaction who has a big platform like this.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you gotta wait. Joe Budden, you gotta wait until
Yeah.
his podcast goes, and that's gonna be days.
Yeah.
And everybody else, Wallow and Gilly, Mason, Cameron, you gotta wait for them to talk about this shit, man. DJ Academics will go live tonight and break it down, man. He will go live tonight. He anytime, and there's nobody else with his platform for hip hop that can give you that immediate reaction, man. Everybody else, you got to wait for their podcast on Wednesday. And it's like shit like that. And that's why he's at the center. There's other streamers, but they're not as good. Kai Cenat is more of a gamer, man. He's not a hip hop guy.
Yeah, you don't go to him with hip hop stuff. Now he's trying to dip into that.
Yeah, he's trying to now because he sees the audience there.
Yeah, and rappers trying to go to him too because he got a bigger platform. They probably don't like DJ Academics, so they trying to go to somebody else. And I feel like that's going to be a beef eventually, Kai Cenat and DJ Academics, based on what rapper go to that person and try to disrespect DJ Academic. Oh, that's a whole nother podcast. But I think, yeah, man. I respect DJ Academics for that, man. Like, look, that's where things are now, man. He got the biggest platform, and he can just go right in the other room and stream. Yeah. And not only do he stream, but he actually do some research while streaming.
He does research, and he brings on, like, he had Charlemagne on for like an hour earlier today, and they were talking about the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
So he brings on people, and they actually talk and have discussions about it, and it's actually good content. So
yeah, no, I like that. I think, to me, that's the person I go to whenever I want to hear what I want to say what the streets are saying, because he ain't the streets, but if I want to hear what's going on, I go to his stream, man, because he sit there. He is biased. Let's be real. He is biased. You know, he lean more towards Drake, but he do sit there and say, "Hey, what this mean? Let me search this." Like, oh, that's what that mean. He's finding out on the go too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what I like about it. It's not like a Joe Budden who just got these opinions.
Yeah,
and and know everything but won't say everything, and this is happening, but that's not for me to say. DJ Academics gonna pull some receipts, man, and that's what
it feels like a community experience too, because his chat is telling him stuff, and he's being sent stuff by people, and so he's actually correcting himself and learning new things. So it feels like he's actually participating with them almost.
Yeah, and he's not scared to say anything, man. When he was going through that stuff with Young Miami and Diddy stepped in and all this other stuff, he wasn't backing down from that. He was just like, he was straightforward with that. Anybody else, all these other media people was quiet on Diddy. It was not, Joe Budden ain't addressed no Diddy stuff. They felt when all that stuff was hot, like I feel like DJ Academics was the only one digging into that. So I don't know. Look, man, like, you ain't gotta like him personally, but I respect what he do, man. I respect what he do. That's the guy people go to, and I think a lot of media people starting to realize that now.
Yeah. I mean, and there was space here for anybody to do it, man. Like, he took advantage. Other people are stuck in the same format of, like the Joe Budden ain't gonna have an emergency podcast no matter what, man. You just gotta wait. So he's the only one who's really given that hip hop perspective immediately. So at times like that, it matters. And
and stuff like this, like in the moment, I don't want to go to Joe Budden to hear what he got to say. In the moment, I want to find out just how DJ Academics finding out. So, when he got sent the song and he played it, he actually had a live reaction to the song. And he's sitting there like, what did this mean? Let me see this. It's like me sitting here listening to the song and doing my research on it. So I think I'd rather listen to something like that right in the moment, and then maybe a week later hear what other people had to say. But nah, I think what he's doing is perfect. I don't think nobody else can really compete with that right now. Even to me, I think radio stations and podcasters, I think they're a little too professional right now, where they won't do all that. I don't think it's anything really professional about DJ Academics right now. He's just a guy in front of his computer, just kind of giving his thoughts. He's not sitting here playing politics and all that stuff, even though I think he kind of do, but his opinions come off as like, I don't know. He be saying some wild stuff where I'm like, man, I'm surprised he ain't getting sued.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it, man.
It's entertaining, man. It's also funny when he gets caught up in a lie too, because I was watching, I think it was a Euphoria breakdown. He was talking about the Diddy situation, and he kept saying, like, now he says that Drake was never punched or slapped in the face by Diddy. He says now apparently his bodyguard grabbed him and he dislocated his shoulder or something, but he never actually got hit in the face or slapped. But then he was doing research on it, and he pulled up a clip. Somebody was playing a clip of him, and he was saying, "Oh, Diddy got or Drake got slapped by Diddy." He's like, "I forgot I said that." Years ago, he was reporting it like it was true, and now he's like, just because Drake tried to clear it up with him, obviously, he's saying that Drake he was not there, by the way, so he doesn't know. But now he's trying to say that Drake was never slapped by Diddy or punched by Diddy. But a few years ago, he was saying like it was fact. So, like,
obviously that was before the Drake relationship. So
yeah, the chat was going crazy, man. They're like, "You fucking fraud." Everybody's calling him compromised now too. So yeah, it's entertaining, man. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's good time for hip hop.
Yeah, it is. So we'll see what comes up next, man. Is Drake gonna reply tonight? I mean, Big Ack is acting like he is, but I'm not gonna wait 3-4 hours for this shit to drop, man. We'll see if it's worth talking about, or we might just wait till Friday, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, man. Anything else? Hey, few little things to talk about real quick. We were kind of quick to bury the Astros, man. I think they're doing a little better now.
Yeah.
So are they on the up and up? Is things looking better, man?
I mean, they like 9 games under 500, so it's still a long season, man. But I don't know, man. It's hard. Once they get over 500, then I might get a little hype. But right now, man, it's tough. It's a tough watch. But they get, hey man, they beat the Guardians. Mm-hmm. So they've been looking good the past couple games. But I don't know. I got to see more, man.
Dog, I'm watching this clip. Apparently, Rick Ross's jet crash landed today. And everybody's making jokes as he was talking about how old and raggedy Drake's jet is, and now his shit crashed. And now Rick Ross is on Instagram talking about how Drake's fighter jet shot down his jet. Wait, let me link this tweet, man. We got to react to this. This looks funny. I'll put it in a rundown.
All right.
Shit, Rick Ross is just funny, man. He like even when he's clearly lying and bullshit, and he just I want to hear what he has to say.
All right, here we
go. So, thank you everybody for all the prayers, but I'm gonna tell you, we on the jet, and I'm seeing the fighter jet. I see his nose. It's like Tom Cruise from Top Gun. Seeing him in the cockpit. And I'm like, damn, I see his cheeks and nose going back from the G-force. I'm like, damn. And then, hey, man, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what happened, but it happened.
I can't say what happened.
White boy. Come on, man. But I'm going to tell you something. What I'm going to take back about Drake old plane, BBL Drizzy, I know you got the ashtrays in the armrest. In that hindsight, that's really dope. Like, you know, some smoking shit, you know. But we safe, everybody.
So Drake's fighter jet shot down Rick Ross's jet.
White boy.
He said he saw his nose.
It saw the G-force on his face. Like, what the fuck?
No, that's hilarious, man.
I can't say what happened, but yeah, all right, man.
Hey, if I was Drake, I would repost this video. I would be like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, this is funny right here, man.
Yeah, man. Rick Ross is just too funny, man. But like I said, I don't care anymore, man. So how about Kendrick and Drake right now? We gotta stay focused and stay on topic.
Yeah.
Kendrick and Drake. Everybody else beef, I don't care. I saw random beefs now. I see Nick Wright beefing with Patrick Beverly. You
Oh,
see what he
yeah.
was talking about? How Nick Wright was talking about how he was in a strip club and saw Pat Bev there with fake chains and he was broke and he couldn't get in or some shit. I'm like, all right, man, what that got to do with basketball, dog?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how do you feel? I know you saw that clip of him being mean to that lady because she didn't subscribe to his podcast. Apparently, he's been banned from ESPN shows for that.
Yeah.
Even though he did apologize to her personally, apparently. Also, he got in trouble or is getting in trouble possibly because he threw that ball at the fan.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on with that, man? Do you think he deserved the suspension and whatever's coming for all this shit?
I think definitely for throwing the ball in the crowd. That definitely deserve a few games. Not no Ja Morant suspension and nothing like that, but I think that definitely deserves something. I think that's more egregious than I guess what he did to the reporter. Like ESPN is going to do what ESPN do, so that's not shocking. They do stuff like that all the time. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna get suspended for making the reporter or the girl getting the audio leave. Reporters do. Players do that all the time, man. Russell Westbrook looked at a reporter and said, "Y'all niggas tripping," and left. So that's a bad look. I think ESPN probably did the right thing, and banned them from everything ESPN. Which I don't know if Pat Beverly even care, but yeah, man, he probably get a couple games for next season for throwing the ball in the crowd. But I did think it was hilarious how he told that girl she can't ask no question, she can't be around here.
And then he pushed her mic down, dog. Yeah, like, get that out of my face.
Yeah, no, did you see her trying to put the mic back up a little bit?
Yeah,
It was just kind of like.
Kind of inch it, so he'll hope you don't see it.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. If I was her, I would have lied and said, "Yeah, I'm subscribed."
Here's the thing, man. Look, the way the tweet was worded, it made it seem like he didn't want to answer a question because she's a woman. But then when I heard the audio, I'm like, he just didn't want to take any question from anybody who wasn't subscribed to his podcast, man. It could have been a man or a woman. So I don't like the fact that they framed it like Pat Beverly tells a woman reporter that she can't ask him any questions. Man, it wasn't about that. They tried to put a misogynistic, sexist angle on it. I feel like that was wrong, man. And look, is there any law that says that NBA players have to answer reporters? We've seen plenty of times. Russell Westbrook, like you said, he froze this one dude out for like years.
He said, "I'm not." He flat out told the dude, "I don't like you."
Yeah, he said, "I'm not answering anything you." He straight up froze him out and said he wouldn't answer any of his questions because it was all out of an article he wrote like years ago.
Yeah,
in Oklahoma City.
He said, "I don't like you. That's why I don't want to answer your question."
There was that time when Giannis was at the podium, and I think Malika Andrews asked him a question, and he just got up and left. And his teammate was right there. It's like, what the fuck? And that was because apparently she wrote a story about him being upset with the front office and wanting to leave or some shit. So this happens all the like. There's a lot of cases of players not answering reporters' questions for whatever petty ass reason. Why is this so bad that he got to get banned from ESPN for it? It's because she's a woman, man, and they try to make it look like it was some funny business about that. I don't like that, man.
Yeah, and see, like I said, that's ESPN for you, man. that is straight up ESPN for you. And like honestly, like to me, and look, I thought he was an asshole for it. Who give a damn about your podcast, even though it's with Barstool, but who give a damn about your podcast? But I do feel like that was a assholeish way, but he was promoting the podcast, man. He was sitting there, subscribe to the podcast. I'm sure his next podcast is gonna do numbers because they're gonna want to see what he got to say. But if I was that lady, I would be like, "Yep, I'm subscribed." Yep, I would have called him out. I would be like, "Yep, what's up?" But I don't even know if she was even there to ask any questions. She could have been there just to get audio or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. If I was her, I would have just lied and said, "Yeah."
I mean, I'm sure the guy probably lied too. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to your podcast, and he just asked a question, but he probably wasn't. Like, you know, like Pat Bev was gonna check it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, man.
And that would have, and no pun intended, but that would have put the ball in his court. Because I'm sure if she would have said, "Yeah, I'm subscribed," I'm sure that kind of would have threw him off a little bit, and he probably would have tried to find another reason to not answer any question from her or have her around, and then possibly you could be like, "Okay, now why is you treating her like this?"
Yeah,
but nah, man, like he was just, to me, I looked at that as him just being an asshole.
He was.
I don't think
I just
there's
don't like the spin they put on it, man. That didn't sit right with me. And then fucking Brian Windhorst trying to pile on. Well, actually, this woman is a very respected reporter who's covered sports for 20 years. Pep Beverly's gonna have to apologize for a lot of things tonight, apparently. Like, man, shut your ass up, dog. Trying to pile on, trying to make it like he was being sexist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
This got a LeVar Ball feel to it, man.
Yeah, it does. That's what I call it. There's LeVar Ball. The LeVar Ball punishment, man.
Yeah, this is the LeVar Ball contract.
But at least that one I can kind of understand, because clearly he was making an inappropriate joke there. But this one, nah, man, it was trying to put a spin on it. It was trying to put a spin on it. I didn't appreciate that, man. I didn't like how they tried to make that shit look. So, nah, it's whatever. I just didn't like the optics of it.
Yeah.
I'm not defending Pat Bear. He's a clown, but
Yeah.
I didn't like how it looked.
He's an asshole. Like, I'd never cared for him anyway. I ain't subscribed to your podcast. I don't care to be. I don't even like you on ESPN, to be honest. Like, I don't like you as a player. But yeah, he's an asshole, man.
Yep. Another news real quick. The NBA playoffs are heating up. Lakers got eliminated and they fired their coach, Devin Ham. How do you feel about the rumors that LeBron might be trying to sneak in his little podcast buddy JJ Redick into the coaching seat of the Lakers, man?
Dude, the Lakers are pathetic, man. They are. Look, man, I hate to say it. Look, they got their championships. They had some of the greatest players ever, but that franchise right now is pathetic. How many coaches are they going through, man? This is embarrassing, man. And I get the Lakers. Look, the Lakers wasn't even that good this year, man. They barely made it in the playoffs. But dog, how many coaches they gonna keep firing, man? They've been, dude, since I want to say since Phil Jackson, they've been going through coaches every other year, man. It's truly embarrassing. Yeah, it's whack, man. I'm surprised I heard that rumor, man. I was thinking this rumor of him possibly trying to go back to Cleveland because you know he had this tweet about some things I got to think about because
he's playing that game again.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh brother, because I think Bronny entered Bronny Jr. entered the NBA draft, which, I mean, he could go back to school. They made it where you can enter the draft and then you got time to get out of the draft and go back to school. And I think he entered the transfer portal too. And he was, I guess, entertaining the possibility of going to Ohio State. So my little conspiracy theory was they showed a picture of Rich Paul, and I want to say, I think it was either the Cavs owner. I guess it was at a Cavs game. I think he probably represents somebody on the Cavs team or something like that. Or the Cavs was playing somebody, you know, long story short, Rich Paul was talking with the owner. And you remember how that went when LeBron first left. So I seen that picture. I seen Bronny teasing about going to Ohio State. And so I'm like, man, I would be surprised if LeBron tried to make his way back to Cleveland, man, at that point. Because if Bronny go to Ohio State, I don't think he gonna just let Bronny go to Ohio on his own. I think he wanted. I think the family would probably want to go back to Akron, and LeBron have every pull in the book to get back to Cleveland. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to get back to Cleveland. That it probably won't happen. I think it's hard to move from LA to Cleveland, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah, part of me is like, I don't know if LeBron was going to leave LA because he's doing so much there and all of his businesses and the entertainment stuff is based there. He'd have to give that up for at least a year, however long he's going to stay in Cleveland. But also, I have to keep in mind, the Eastern Conference is way weaker than the Western Conference, man. He could get into the conference finals if he goes to Cleveland. So at the very least, look, maybe that's what he wants to pull, man. Maybe he wants to go to the weaker conference again where he used to eat all the time and bring in some free agents, bring in some other players and try to run it back. And maybe you have more success, man. Because the Western Conference is too deep. He's fucked. He can't stay there and have any success, man.
Phoenix got swept, man.
Yeah.
Phoenix was the number 7 seed. Everybody, I mean, I guess I thought they was going to get a little further too, but I didn't know they was going to be number 7 in the West. That was embarrassing. I was kind of glad Phoenix got swept too, man. I feel like we see in the beginning, well, not the beginning of the end, but I feel like we see in the end of these big old super teams, people getting all these superstar max players on one team. I feel like we're starting to see the end of this now. You seeing Steph Curry, I don't even think they made the playoffs. That little deal might be over. LeBron, gentleman sweep right there. KD, sweep right there. So I think all that big three stuff and super team stuff, I think that's finally coming to an end, man.
Yeah, man, it's done. It's worked twice. It's worked with the Celtics, who were all near the end of their career anyway, and it helped. It worked with Miami for like 2 years.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. I mean, it kind of worked in Golden State too.
But I wouldn't count Golden State as a super team, man. Well, if you count Kevin Durant going there,
that's what I'm talking about.
Going there, yeah.
That's
but
what
I
I'm
argue they would have been in there no matter who was there. I think they had a good chance without KD to win a championship again, man. But yeah, I'll count that for that. It worked for Golden State.
Just the KD part, because I think they definitely would have got back to the finals without him. But I also think it would have been a chance for Cleveland to beat them. I think Cleveland could have had a good chance to beat them without Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But
it worked like 3 times, but there's been a lot of attempts at it. It just has not worked. So I think we got to go back to the drawing board of just organic growth. You see, all the teams that are good are teams that didn't do that. I mean, the Timberwolves built through the draft. The Nuggets built through the draft. Like, these teams are not just trying to grab every superstar and put them on the same team and hope for the best.
Yeah, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. That clip aged like fine wine too, because he was the one that swept him.
Yep. That's how karma works, man. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Anything else worth talking about this week? I feel like we missed some stuff from last week, but I kind of feel like it's probably not important enough to talk about.
Yeah, we can save it for a slow news day.
Yeah.
All right. I've been trying to look, make sure ain't nothing else happen. The Drake Media Company is on a roll, man.
Oh yeah, they're working overtime, man.
Yeah, you got academics tweeting what he tweet like it is happening. You got Maul from the podcast. He tweeted this, just randomly tweeted this.
Oh God.
Just like, all right, man.
They understand the more they hype it up, the more disappointed we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, this shit better be Ether mixed with Story added on at this point, man. This better be the best diss song ever if you're gonna call it a nuke.
Yeah, dog. I better really hide in the basement. Houston don't even have basements. I better, if the song is like this, I better go in the backyard, dig a hole, and try to hide in it. If it's like this.
But this is what I also don't like about Drake, man. I don't like his media team having knowledge that we don't and rolling all this stuff out. Like, just drop the track, man. I don't want to have anybody imply that they've already heard this song. All right. I didn't like that for push-ups. I don't want it here. I don't want hints on the Maul and Rory podcast talking about drop and give me 50 before the song comes out. Never again, please. Just drop the song, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
we'll see how things go, man. We'll stay tapped in and see if Drake is actually going to reply tonight or if it's just cap. We'll see.
Yeah. By the way, real quick in WNBA news, Caitlin Clark is already going off. I guess it's preseason. That shit happened quick. Yeah, but she already cutting people up. Yeah, this man, she she might really be the truth, man.
Look at this. Definitely, man.
Consistent turnover ratio in her career last season. Clark gets away with a little push. Fall away, barely.
Look at that.
Must be the road team announcing. That's the Jordan push off, man. She could have that. Okay.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this veteran right here trying to welcome to the league.
I ain't gonna let this white girl walk all over me. Oh, shit.
Look, this ain't college.
Yeah.
Got your ass cut up.
Iowa. See, that's a funny thing. Niggas were really acting like, oh, she ain't gonna do all this in the WNBA.
Look,
they sound just like. Come on, man.
No, they play I don't want to disrespect them and say they play exactly the same, but they low key play exactly the same, man.
They sound like, remember when there was a clip of when LeBron was coming to the Cavaliers and all the Cavaliers players like, I don't see why we drafted him. I mean, we already got a power forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he played in high school. I don't think he's gonna be that good.
Yeah,
should have been rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's obviously pro ready already.
They had Smush Parker. They had freaking Darius Miles. All these people talking about Ricky Davis. Talking about if he come here, he could just kind of contribute to what we got going on. It is Smush Parker. Smush Parker gonna talk about he could kind of be like Ron Butler from the Heat. LeBron was like, all right.
Come on, man.
That was embarrassing, man.
They sound exactly the same with this Caitlin Clark thing, acting like she gonna be a role player. Come on, man. Don't kill it.
Yeah, she gonna have to earn our respect in this league. Man, y'all better embrace this girl.
Yep. She gonna make y'all league a lot better, man. Y'all better play some soft defense on her.
She might make y'all more money. If we're being real, maybe more people start watching.
No, that's definitely gonna happen, man. I think the teams have already sold out like season tickets for the year as soon as they drafted her. So it's already over, man. Vic Newman asked on YouTube, did Rick Ross plane really crash? It crash landed. It didn't. If it crashed, he'd be dead. It crash landed apparently. And I don't know. He's claiming that the OVO fighter jets came out like Top Gun and somehow interfered with him and made him crash land.
Yeah. So this is how I look.
In some field somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that really, if you didn't know about big Rick Ross on the jet, that is his jet. But that's just funny, man. It would be funny if Drake had something to do with it. But it is that's hilarious how his jet never had any issues like this until he started dissing Drake's jet.
Yeah.
And suddenly it had to crash land somewhere.
That's hilarious. That's rich people problems for you.
It is.
Something I can't relate to.
Yep.
Shit, I just got my damn AC fixed in my car. I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah, that's crucial, man. Shit,
yeah,
it's about to get hot. So
I found the dude. Shout out to my dude Calvin, who's a mobile mechanic. He came right to my house and fixed the AC. So.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That might be about it for this week. Like we said, we're gonna stay tapped into the diss tracks. We're gonna see what Drake got to say, if he's actually gonna drop. If it's worth doing an emergency podcast, we might do one tomorrow or Sunday. We'll see. But yeah, it's gotta be worth it, man. It better not be no motherfucking Tootsie Slide type shit. So
or no tailor-made freestyle part 2.
Yeah, there not be no AI. Adam says Drake might tell Kendrick to watch your jets. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But we will stay tapped in to see what Drake is gonna come with. You got anything to promote right now, Figgy? Anything coming up?
Nah, man. So tomorrow I'm actually going, I think it's tomorrow. I'm going to the JJ Watt charity game.
Okay.
So I'll be there. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at the Figgy Fig.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be posting some content, some cool stuff with the station and all that stuff. So yeah, man.
Y'all need to get on the ground floor of Figgy on social media if you haven't already, man. You know some of those girls you see on social media that you want to follow when their followers are low.
Yeah.
You gotta act like that with Figgy, man. You want to be one of the original followers, because if he gets like 1 million plus, you're gonna feel like a bandwagoner at that point.
Yeah.
At least you can come up and be like, hey, I knew Figgy when he only had 40,000 followers, man.
Yeah, right now I am at 21.7 thousand followers.
See, there you go, man.
Up there, man. Yeah.
Make sure you're following Figgy on social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot. He's doing his damn thing, man. He's working hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that about does it, man. Thanks everybody who watched us for this special beef edition of the podcast, breaking down Kendrick's 2 tracks. Shout out to Adam on X, Vic Newman. Dragon Spitfire said, nice glasses, Figgy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Are those prescription or are you faking the funk?
Nah, these prescription.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought about getting some fake ones, just look smart.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jenny P, Matt Wine, Chemist, Adam, Tab on YouTube, of course, our good friend, and everybody who came through the podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for watching us. Love y'all. And until next time,
peace.